Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is J.H. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let us chat, shall we? What's going on? I think I have a couple of my homie clauses in the room. Let's see. I think I see Steven. You know what I need to do is need to find my glasses. Oh shit. He
Some of
was
those
just talking about me and my glasses too. Oh
you're always
man.
looking for the glasses. What's
Oh,
up,
that's all right.
Johnny?
Um,
Johnny's in the house.
No Name is in the house. Maurice is in the house.
Yep.
Sam Moore. We have him in two houses.
Hello.
Break Room with JH. That's me on my other channel. Franco. Where's Jay? Get off the toilet and oh yeah, sorry. I had milk. You know
we,
how we do. Kevin, how are you?
we j-
David Pitts. Cloudy Storms. Flacco.
Flacco,
What's good, homie?
man. What's up, Flacco?
DF Hutton. How are you, sir? Or ma'am. I think it's a sir. Yeah, definitely a sir. Alejandro Estrada. All right. Steve, David, Justin, Ronald. Take back America. I know that's right. God damn it. Take back America. Trevor, how you doing? I can't read much because I don't have my glasses. Did I miss Anna? Hi, Anna. And Johnny, that's my dogs.
Yep. You got it.
Toya, how are you? Does that say Angry Posty?
Angry Posty.
Bodman.
Skill tree.
Mikey from Massachusetts. How you doing, Skill Tree?
Skill tree's already dropping their numbers.
Dropping the numbers. We're going to get into them numbers in a second. L.A. Green.
Tita.
Ivan Lee. Tita. Patita.
Oh, there goes
That's a
York.
unique name. Reading. Oh, man.
All right, here we go.
We know what's going on with you, York guy.
Watch.
Oh, shit. But before we start getting it in there, let me get the pleasantries out the way. We are live. Before we let Mr. Chooch and a special guest get in here and do their thing, I'd like to take a couple minutes just to lay. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me fine? I don't know.
We hear
Mike's
you.
down there. All right, cool. We're going to lay this all out because today has been y'all big day, most of you. There's a lot of movement inside of your crafts, inside the union, inside the post office life, and we are live. First thing we're going to chat about, and we're going to recap everything. Back pay. Everybody's been waiting on it. Everybody's been hitting refresh on your LiteBlue. And today is the day you can finally see it for most people, not for everybody. And unfortunately, some people out here thought they're about to be holding some big checks, like 5,000 plus. And there are some, we're not going to say no names. And, they, $5,200 in back pay. And then they're only seeing about $2,900 of
off.
it. It's not a mistake. That's the taxes, man. Uncle Sam got a heavy hand.
Took a big old piece of that pie. Big old piece of that pie.
I think, Tina told me that's a little over 50%, like maybe 56% of your money gone before you even see it. So if some of y'all expecting $4,000 or $3,000, it's gonna be even less. So people thought it was gonna be Christmas in August. Not happening, cuz you got a lump of coal from good old Santa Claus, not Claus, but Cross, wrapped in a direct deposit. You know what I mean? We're gonna touch on something that I don't know if my other guests ever heard the word. I'm pretty sure he's heard. It's called deem desirable. I'm gonna let Chooch and my other guest there, before we say who he is, talk about that. And if you're trying to call out and play the games next week, some of y'all are. They're gonna throw this deem undesirable thing in there. We don't care if you wanted that day. We don't care if you're trying to slide out. They're gonna say it's not desired and denied. Boom. They want some paperwork. And TikToks. We want to talk about some TikToks as well. The videos going viral and the carriers shaking their ass. I'll be watching. I like it. But yeah, y'all gotta cut that shit out. Gotta cut that shit out. That's not how they want the world. The world shouldn't be looking at us sweating, they grinding in $100 degree heat, running mail late nights, and then a clip go viral, making us look like clowns. Nasty dancers, dancer for money. That shit is funny. That's what they is what it was, right?
Oh, you singing
Man,
it is funny, but the idea of it happening is not funny. Yeah.
management see that shit, they gonna use it against y'all. You know what I mean? Chooch gonna be getting in trouble for somebody shaking their ass.
Mhm.
I might touch on
On the clock.
APWU with their new agreement. And there's also something I'm gonna put in the comments about a whistleblower. He a beast. Y'all think I got no filter. This dude is not just talking, he's showing receipts. The man had his video pulled down from YouTube,
Crazy.
and he had names, faces, their positions, their titles, and even underneath their names and all that stuff, he had how much money these people make. He not whispering. This some bitch is exposing from his perspective. He had, I think, seven, what was it? In like 72 hours, he had like 24,000 views or some shit like that. He's
Yeah.
a beast. I don't know. That's somebody putting their career and their life on the line to
He
put
ain't,
the truth out there.
he ain't shy about dropping his name. I know that.
Oh no. And y'all gonna want to check that out. And while we're talking about folks stepping up, I'm gonna highlight my guest, somebody that's on the other side of the spectrum. My brother named Sam. He built a tool for carriers. It's a website, simple and clean, no ads, nothing messy. He's not trying to collect 199. Just he's somebody trying to help carriers navigate the maze of systems y'all deal with every day at the post office, and takes all the confusion and makes it readable. Everybody that I've passed it to said it's what they needed. So when I talk about changing the culture, he did it very subtly, but it is extremely helpful. Sam, are you there,
Yeah.
sir?
Yeah, I'm here. Yep. Thank you, Jay. That was very nice.
All right, we're gonna get to you in a minute, and we're gonna let y'all two carriers chop it up. Talk about how much bread y'all make, because y'all gonna have to let me borrow $5 for some gas.
There he goes.
Yeah, a little $5. But
So checks in the mail.
for the recap, Sam, did you get your did you get your back pay yet?
No, no, I didn't get my back pay. It'll probably show up Tuesday morning on LiteBlue.
Tuesday. That's
Yeah.
usually when you get to see it.
Very
Yeah,
strict.
usually that's when our pay updates. And I get paid Wednesday morning.
Wednesday. Nice, nice.
Yeah, when I'm lucky, guys.
I plead the
So,
fifth.
how about you, Yachooch? Did you see your thing?
Yes, I did. It was I was texted by a carrier who was working today, and I've been on vacation, and he said, "Hey, it's up." And I said, "Really? On a Saturday morning?" And he said, "Yeah." And sure enough, it was. But I don't know why certain things move at certain speeds, but yep, mine was up this morning. I usually get
Cool.
mine Monday in the AM, but today for whatever, I guess because it was because of that, maybe it got in faster.
Oof.
Or they owe me
Wow.
more money, and they're trying to put it out there ahead of time because they owe me more than they actually put, and they're just trying to cover it up, by releasing the numbers too early. You
Oh
never
man.
you never know.
Oh man. But before we slide off of this, I do have a pinned comment. That pinned comment has the website. Sam, can you tell me, please, why you waste your time
Oh,
doing something like this for your brothers and sisters? What inspired you, sir?
well, first of all, I am a huge nerd. And I love doing a lot of nerdy things, and I nerd out over things. And this was one of them. So I had shoulder surgery recently, and I had my shoulder replaced. And I didn't want to sit around, so I spent a lot of time working on this. I used to do computer science, but yeah, I changed careers, and it was just something I could do. I could sit here and do it, and I know carriers could use it. There were other resources out there that cost money, and I wanted to make one that was just completely hassle-free. It would work forever and was what we needed.
Okay, okay, that was pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Um,
Pretty amazing. To a non-computer science, just regular Joe mail carrier guy who's got a little bit of tech in him. That's pretty cool how you put that together, Sam. Very cool.
so it didn't take a lot of your time then.
No, it took probably altogether, I probably worked on it solid for 2 months, real hard.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, okay.
it's a lot more than what it appears to be. There's a lot of on the back end, there's a lot of documentation, there's a wiki, there's things that you wouldn't notice unless you're a nerd like I am.
He's
Okay.
right. My brother's a programmer, so yeah, he's a major nerd and he's way smarter than me.
So something that took you about 2 months to do will probably take me about a year and a half, give or take, easily.
Well, I bet if you used AI, you could probably whip it up pretty quick.
Mm.
No, no, yeah, no. I've used AI and I probably knocked over a couple of my computers because,
Oh,
yeah, no, I just ain't got it in me, brother. You just said it off rip. You're a nerd. You could do shit like that. I get frustrated, and you need to know how many laptops I went through. I'm
Ivan,
I
the link is the pinned comment up at the top. He's
no, no, no.
asking, can we get the link for Sam's
Oh,
site?
oh yeah, it's pinned up there. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I like the supervisor beater idea. That's pretty good.
I
Oh
saw. I
Lord.
saw. Yeah, that's York doing his thing.
Don't they have
Well,
a butt slapper app? I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to
oh
say that.
man. So Sam, what do you do? What do you do, man? Tell us about you. You don't got to tell us where you're at, but tell us
Okay.
what you do.
I'm
What's
a
your craft?
I'm a T6. I deliver the mail for people when they get their day off.
Do you like that?
I love delivering the mail. I think it's great. Like Chooch said, and a lot of other people, when I leave the office, like my whole day is great. I love it.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
When you leave the office, right?
Oh, I mean, being in the office, I'm not gonna lie, I do hide in my case occasionally, to not be noticed, and I know the ways to
So
walk around the office,
that's
to avoid
that's
people.
okay. Nothing
Yeah,
wrong
no,
with
I'm
that.
just saying, yeah, I hate being in the office, but once you're out of the office, it's great.
There you go.
Beautiful,
That's how
beautiful.
that's how it's
So
supposed to be.
you have computer science in your background, and I'm just gonna drift. I work at a plant, and I don't know if you know how many extra crafts are underneath the APWU. I don't know if you were watching when I did a interview with Mr. Smith. We have almost 130 different subcrafts underneath the APWU, and we have people that work on computers. There's
Mhm.
some form of maintenance. You would fit right in. We have the IT, which I think they work from home. So when my computer at the job is messed up, no, you don't want to do it.
No, I used to work at an office, and that's the thing. Like they don't tell you, I went to school they're like, hey, go to school, learn computers. I was like, hey, I already know computers. I'm just gonna get a certificate. So you get a certificate and you go, and they're like, hey, we're gonna pay you $60,000 a year, but I want you to work 16 hours a day,
Oh
7 days
shit.
a week, and
Oh,
we're not gonna pay you overtime.
oh. What's crazy is that I see a lot of the people that come into my class that say they were in some form of computer tech and I respect you guys a lot because I still poke at the keyboard to type, but that's not how it is at the post office, brother.
Mhm.
They're underneath the union. So if
Mhm.
they saying you're getting a 40-hour week and 8-hour day, that's it. That's what you'd be making. You'd be union money and
Let's see.
union benefits.
Let's see, believe it or not, like a couple years ago, actually before my surgery on March 12th was my surgery date, I weighed 225 pounds. And right now I'm down to like 170.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because my shoulder was just so messed up, I couldn't go to the gym. I couldn't do anything. And I would just, well, I could eat. I was really good at eating.
That's my hidden talent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
I hear
so I just hate, I'm a very energetic people. When my the people that work with me see this video, they could definitely attest to it. I'm like always positive and always going 100 miles an hour. So I just don't like sitting in the chair in the office. I loved it. It's great because I like figuring out puzzles, but I love just being on my own outside, driving around, part of the community and the things we see all day and the weather. Yeah.
I like Sam.
Yeah, yeah. I know where you're located, man, and I'm not gonna
Oh
Yeah,
put that
yeah,
out
right.
there, but I've been out there plenty times, man.
Mhm.
Yes, yeah.
yeah,
So
Yeah, it'd
yeah,
probably be
that's
different if I, was getting rained on all day or if it was dark half the year.
right.
But here it's real nice.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
that's a beautiful thing. So what don't you not fun? What don't you like? You got to say something negative. That's kind of my thing.
All right,
Well,
T6. Sam, do you want to continue being a T6, or are you looking to? Well, I know what your answer is, but tell the rest of the people.
well, I would surely like to have my own route because, like I said, I am a nerd and I would like to just obsess over my own route in like every way.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. Good answer.
I would like if I mean the truck drivers we have uh we call them swing where we cover one person a different route every day. I like that because it doesn't seem like you're a robot doing the same thing back to back to back.
I am worried
Monotonous.
about that.
Monotonous. It's believe
Monotonous, yeah.
15 years on the same route, Sam. Never, no 2 days seem monotonous. It's always just a little different out there.
You can
At
always
least,
take a bump, right?
I said, me personally, I said my route has enough going on it to just stick to doing the route
There you
and
go.
enjoying that, for the first time in many years. But yeah, I said, my route gives me a little dose of everything. It's not just, God forbid, sitting behind the wheel all day. I'd throw myself off a bridge if I had to do that. So I get my work in on my route. That's why I stay on it, despite being able to get off it and do something easier. I like being busy like you, 100 miles an hour.
Hmm. Hmm.
I go 100 miles an hour
When he puts his feet
ish.
up.
Yeah, well, you shut your face. Okay. It's hot out there, bro. It's hot out there. No, damn. I'm trying to stump him. What? Okay, okay. Sam, if you had the opportunity, because you clearly have the smarts, would you take a role?
Dun, dun,
Don't worry about
dun.
don't worry about the comment section.
Here
Would
it
you take a
comes.
role and step up?
Okay, so as far as the union goes, like I told you, at my office, we have very good people.
There you go.
Uh, we
That's a
have
rarity.
great representation. We have great support. There's really not I mean, yes, supporting role and helping them and helping all my fellow carriers to have a better work experience. Absolutely. But they do well there. I'm older, and I'm not trying to cop out
Reinvent
of
the wheel.
anything. And I actually tomorrow is our barbecue. We're having like a union barbecue or something. I'm really
Well,
looking
how
forward to
about
going to
that,
that.
JH? A barbecue dinner.
Yeah, and so I'm looking forward to going to that. But there's really, I mean,
On a
there aren't a
Sunday.
lot of opportunities to step into other than just go into meetings. But as far as like stepping up, for like my other skills in what it could provide for the United States Postal Service, I'm very much happy to be a carrier. I would do those things. I don't want to relocate, and I would do things like here. See, the thing is, I live, oh man, 8 minutes away from my station. I
That's
can
great.
walk there quickly. Obviously I set things up for a reason. So yeah, anyway, but my job, it's good. I drive to work, super easy. One of my routes is on where I live. So
No,
I
that's
deliver
nice.
my mail.
That's a bonus.
I love
Thank.
that.
I wish I had that. That's one thing I wish I could change, but I'm very comfortable in my station and I'm not going anywhere. But that's
Yeah.
great. You do have yourself set up good over there.
Yeah. And I know, I mean, our town is not tiny, but I
Right.
know everybody. You're a
And
mailman, you know everybody.
right. And your creation, your website is your stepping up. So leave them alone, Jay. Tell them you
Oh,
don't
Well, no,
keep bothering me about stepping up, man.
Man,
I would take more of a
yeah.
mentorship role, you know, in helping the younger people
Oh
maybe
yes, yeah. Show those kids. Show
navigate
the.
the obstacles of life.
Oh
Well, yeah. I mean, your skill alone. Okay, so you don't want to get into the union. I know they have alternate stewards, but if you
Mhm.
got a good union, then let them do their thing.
there you go.
Um, just I wouldn't even know, man, because if you have an intellect that's higher, and I'm not afraid to say it, postal workers, we're not the brightest of the bunch. We have a select few that are pretty bright. But that's not the whole kit and caboodle. And if you have it or something that you could share, like you just did, um, and you have any more ideas that you can pop, because I got plenty for you whenever you're busy and or bored. Um, you just let me know, man, because not too many have that skill that you have. And there's so many people that are left in the dark,
True.
and you don't even really have to know certain crafts, really. Like I'm not a carrier. I get little bits and pieces from my family members, but just having the people around me, like, my little chat group, they tell me as much as I know. Now, you having that skill, you can say, hey, I want to you try and give some information to either mail carriers, or I'm sorry, mail handlers or clerks, or whatever it is. It, whatever man, you got a skill. I'm impressed,
True.
and
I got a
that's where
couple.
I'm gonna leave it.
Well, you I think Chooch was saying, you know, I know how to cook really well too. I mean, like
Oh shit.
I've done restaurant business, a lot of
Yep.
restaurant. That was
Yep.
the goal was I wanted to work on a cruise line. Like some
Ooh,
guy who was a chef on a cruise line was like, "Man, you want to do this job?" And I went to cooking school and I found out you don't want to do that job because it's legitimately
That's
slave labor.
yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
Mhm.
you
yes.
don't see a lot. I wanted to be a cruise ship disc jockey, but
Mhm.
I like to be on land a DJ more than I like to be at sea. Although it did seem fun. It did
It
seem
just seemed like I was a young kid. I was like, yeah, I want to do that. And
sure.
then, you know,
Yeah, the restaurant business is
Mm,
a whole different ball game, whole different set of hours, whole different money system, no benefits
yes.
really. So yeah, this postal thing has worked out better
oh yeah,
in that respect.
oh yeah.
Been to the Culinary Institute of
Yeah,
America,
I
brother,
told
and
him.
here
I
I
told
am
him.
driving trucks.
I wasn't just making that up, Dave. I told you went to CIA.
Just driving trucks now, man. I don't even drive them anymore. But
That
it
meant
took
Sam.
me some time to find my lane. But are you pleased with what you're making for what you do
No,
in general?
Boom.
no,
That was quick.
No.
not in any way do I feel that any of my peers are sufficiently paid for the work that they do.
Boom.
Okay. What would you feel is fair?
Hmm.
I didn't hear the part when you were behind the scenes and say your age. I kind of had it on mute, but that's
40,
nobody's
48
business.
years old.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
catching up.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of me and Jay.
But are you, what would you think from your life experience that
Mhm.
somebody that does what you do should make with the years you have in right about now, give or take?
Well, if we're just considering the time that I have in the job that I do, and
Yes.
we're not considering anything like the environment that we live in.
Oh shit,
Um,
you in a rough one too when it comes down to weather.
Yep.
Um,
well,
it's
no, I mean
uncomfortable in
like
the
the
cold.
financial environment. Like let's just say that my mortgage, for
Oh,
the
Cost
sake of argument,
cost
is two
cost
thousand dollars a month.
cost of living.
Yeah, just my mortgage alone is $2,000 a month. This is for, you know, math. You would think that a month you would make something that's
was it three
that
times
that
your
would be
amount?
a quarter of your total monthly wage. So you'd
Yep.
be hopefully pulling in like 6 grand a month,
Hmm.
Right.
you know, in an ideal situation. And we all know no place pays like that. So all the jobs out here don't pay enough to survive on. And so I think you know, you can say, well, go get a job somewhere else. Well, none of the other jobs pay enough to survive
Right.
on like one job. I mean, my grandpa worked at a steel foundry and he supported grandma and 4 kids
Yep.
and they went to college. You can't do that.
Can't do that
And I
now.
think that's wrong. So I think it's just wrong to say that. I would say, just on the base of the question, if we have people who make hundreds of thousands of dollars an hour, we can afford to pay like the average person a couple $100 an hour in minimum wage. Let's just make it a nice round 50.
Nice.
And then tax
Um,
the shit out of everybody and get all that money and put it into services.
um, okay. Because I know I'm sure I've watched your comments for the last year or so.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
you know.
um, I know that the carriers deserve more than what they're making. That I 100% agree with, just
Hell
because
yeah.
of the shit y'all got to deal with. I don't think anybody, minus the clerks, it has to deal with that type of shit. And the only reason I say the clerks is because they have to interact with nasty customers that I've
With the
witnessed.
counter at the
I would
And
counter.
it's
agree with
just
that.
that is just
Yeah.
madness.
Mhm.
I mean, y'all will get one or two people, every 10 minutes that'll pop out of their house, but clerks get the business. But as far as your environment, dealing with management, the unrealistic time slots, everything that goes into it, um, I think you're blessed because you have a good union
Mhm.
that kind of balances that out. Do you think that the union being there to help you guys through your situation makes what you're making more palatable? Does that make sense?
I think I hear you asking if the union is worth it. And I would say yes. I
Yeah.
would say the union is absolutely worth it. And we would be in a much worse position without the union.
Same answer I gave about 2 weeks ago. Same
Mhm.
answer.
I
Same.
mean, just look at the trends for all the other industries in everywhere. If you don't have a union, you're worse off. If
Yep.
you have a union, it still sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oof.
Right on the mark. Can we hit the comments real quick here, Jay?
I
There
can't
is
read them.
okay. I can. To let's stop downplaying it. CCA top pay needs 100K a year salary without overtime. Regulars need 90K. PTFs need 80K all day. Um, that's an interesting breakdown between the CCA and the regular, and
I mean, it
I
goes kind of backwards, don't it?
yeah, yeah, it was a little not that I'm saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying like
No.
what Sam, my question to you, would us being at UPS's current numbers, would that be satisfactory? Would that not be satisfactory? Would we not be very happy at UPS's current numbers, or where they'll be at the end of their contract, which is 97,000 a year?
It would
So,
be nice to get something equivalent
To what?
to what other people in our industry are making that isn't like 15 or 20% less.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Where Renfro seems to put out the thing like we're always supposed to be within about 13% of UPS's top dollar,
Yeah.
and I'm like, bro, I said you're living on 300K a year, telling people getting paid
And
40 and
he misses
50.
he
You know,
misses the real opportunity. And I'm not going to get on my soapbox, but shouldn't the post office be a job that infuses money into communities? Shouldn't this
hey,
be like a highly sought after job
should be.
that people want, that are like big parts of the community? So that, like, I mean, you would be nice to know that the postman's making good money and he's spending that money in the community. And it's like, it's benefiting everyone.
American
I
is
just,
apple pie. Yep.
that I think that's the framework. And but then you have the people in our union, and they've just bought into so many of the lies. Again, I'm not going to give my soapbox, but whatever. They
Go
just
ahead.
bought into the whole idea that, we just put mail into a box and we don't
Ah,
really
there it
deserve that
is.
treatment.
Sam is knowledgeable in his
damn,
words. That is
damn.
exactly what I have been trying to piece together into a sentence. For like the last four videos we did, and it's and I think I've said it in more in a certain degree to say like, yes, this is more about driving around a truck and putting mail in the box. I'm putting there is a pride, there is a dignity, there is, and I said, no matter what I was, I said years ago, I made a low dollar amount, and 20 years later, I still feel like, yeah, we all should be doing a lot better. But nonetheless, I'm thankful for what it's given me. But yeah, you can't just come in and treat this thing like a freaking hobby. A lot of people treat it like a hobby.
So could I piggyback off of Sam a little bit?
Please.
I got it. Sam doesn't seem like he gets upset a lot.
Oh.
I don't like that.
The night
He's
is
not
young.
bothered very
The,
easily.
the night is
No,
young. We can still get him angry.
no. Now I agree with both what both of y'all are saying, but let's talk about some tactics. I gotta always say it backwards.
Oh my.
Tactics, man. Um, y'all are yeah, and I'm pretty sure a majority of the people that watch me, y'all are out there grinding. You're doing your thing. But then I'm looking at these videos and you see them. Y'all are sending them to me. It just looks bad. It looks bad. It's one thing, I joke around here and there, and have a little fun, but y'all know damn well I'm not on the clock doing it. What we're seeing now is the the image of the post office that TikToks get more views than a JH.
Mm,
And what they're seeing is these
unfortunately.
people um just representing y'all looking silly. And it's bad, man. Even when women look at other women and saying they're disgraced or disgusted, then that's an issue. Like it's an issue.
Big
And
issue.
if those are people that work at the post office seeing their own peers, their own coworkers doing that and they're disgusted, imagine what the public sees. And then imagine what the management is seeing. Imagine what the upper management is seeing. And when Renfro goes to negotiate, they're gonna say, "Oh, you saying that you guys don't have no time, but they got time to record a TikTok, and I'm sure they didn't get this all in one take." Do you think that is damaging your reputation, Sir Sam?
I would 100% believe that Brian Renfro's idea of his fellow carriers aligns more closely with whatever that guy's name was that was making all those memos that turned out to be true those three
Uh,
times.
yep.
Um,
That was the second in charge, Doug Tolino.
yeah,
Yep.
I would say that their idea of what the carriers are very much aligns. And like this lazy, always on their phone, posting shit on TikTok, don't want to work hard like they used to, that stuff.
Mm,
Mm.
yep.
Now, Gambit 85 said though, y'all have hazards like potholes, yards in the yards, the dogs, the snakes, uh, they're bad. The bees, I can't see, sorry.
Wasp, bees
Um,
nest. Yep. They're
wasp
all.
and stuff like that. See, all that stuff is real.
Yeah, it's all discounted. It's all,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, yeah.
You guys go out and do the same thing every day, blah blah. That's that. It's like nah. Every day faces just like I said. It's never the same 2 days out there. Not for me. It's always a little different. There's always somebody who might cut you off the one day, and then you might have a perfectly good driving day the next day, and then everybody's up your ass the next day, or and the wind's blowing 6,000 miles an hour, and then it's a beautiful day. I deal with all the different climates in my particular area, but I got to say about the two folks on here that are saying, I want to know how they arrived at the carriers need to make $175,000 a year. Please tell me where that number came from, because as nice as that would be, I don't see how we're getting we're doubling our top pay rate anytime soon.
I love
So
it. I love that person. I'm sorry.
that's a that is that a TikToker? Because, yeah,
Oh
we're gonna
man,
get a little ugly with the TikTok, and so
I
If you
can't.
think about, you got people, CEOs making thousands of times as much as their employees. And if there's all this money out in the economy, there
mm,
is all this money, and it's not in our pockets.
damn
It's
right.
been transferred. And I'm a big believer in the transfer of wealth. It's already been transferred. Everybody was worried about, oh, we're going to give people money that they don't deserve. Well, I think we already did.
Yep,
Mm. He's so smooth with his
he
answers.
is. He is.
Damn it.
George George George
We'll
George.
have you on here more, man. Those
He's good.
answers are smooth.
He's got great answers.
Oh
George P.
shit.
Hi, Chooch. Is it fair to say the back paycheck is our regular check times two? I simply say, yeah, it's right about on point with that. So your net pay times two would seemingly be right around what your back pay is. Your net pay with four,
So far.
yeah. but I did a shitload of overtime in 23 and 24. So I definitely, my number was up a little bit more than what, Jay said earlier. But, like I said, it was they taxed the living shit out of it. So
Mm.
you're, it's something, but, you wish just like everything in this place, it could be just a little bit more
Mhm.
All right, so we're
or a
gonna
lot
stump
more.
you now, Sam. We're gonna stump you now, Sam.
Okay.
We're gonna
Okay.
stump you. You've been in computers for a long time. I'm sure they give you those long, interesting projects to take care of. Typically, you guys work alone or in groups, online, give or take, if I'm not mistaken. My brother is used to work for Microsoft. Um, I don't think he
Definitely
ever
heard.
went to work. He was always walking around with that computer. Um, I say all of that because now you have to interact with management. Have you ever seen anything like this before? I mean, you're seasoned like myself. Have you
So
ever
are you talking
experienced?
about in relation to the type of management the United States Postal Service has in relation to other managements?
Yes,
Okay, so man, you would think the United States Postal Service would have more. I was shocked to learn that the leadership that they teach, or I should just say the lack of leadership that they teach. They don't really focus like on leadership. They focus more on like how to use their systems and how to read numbers. Like I haven't seen like, where's like how to interact with people? Where is like how to maximize um the the investment that employees have?
At the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
Hmm.
well,
So they just don't, it's not about it's definitely, I mean, everyone, it's like saying safety's first. Okay, safety's not first.
Hmm.
Okay, making money is first. Everyone knows that.
Hmm.
So and then so they just try to lie about where the priorities are.
JH believes safety is first. He knows.
I
Well,
do.
it is for some people, but I gotta tell you,
His
like,
department.
they got these supposed 8-hour routes out here where it's hopping and popping 600 times, and you have to turn your car on and off 1,200 times,
Mm.
and your seatbelt 1,200 times, and curb your wheels 1,200 times.
It,
And I got to tell you that every one of the carriers I know does exactly what they're supposed to do.
Damn,
that's fantastic.
you you put me out of work.
Uh, yep,
You
yeah,
put-
yeah, yeah. You're killing us. You're killing us here, Sam. Because I want to be able to, I pay respects to everybody, but I also call it like I see it. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, there is way too much of a dissidence between what one carrier is doing and what the other guy's doing. And the one carrier is looking at the other carrier and saying, "Trust me, I know from my heart of hearts, from being here, this is what you're supposed to be doing." And people will look right back at you and say, just worry about what you're doing. And I'm like, but what you're doing is giving time and routes back to management by not doing the simplest things that are stated in our guidebook, in our guidelines of duty, in F41, in what the union should be teaching more. I'm going to diss the union a little bit and say that there's not enough presence, and not enough people showing up to offices and getting in carriers' ears and saying, it's very simple. Just do these things. I know you probably don't want to. I know you just want to get your day over with and go make TikToks, but you have to stop for 50 minutes a day. Just stop. Take your lunch, take your breaks. Okay,
Sorry,
fire away. Fire away,
my
JH.
freaking camera just stopped every time I do this. So let's see, did I get it going again?
Yeah,
There it
you're
is.
good. You're
All
good.
right, I wanted to read a comment. I zoomed in. It says, gotta look at it like this. We are human and we get breaks. You are allowed to do things like
Mm,
a quick TikTok
I
on your
saw this.
break. Angry Mailman used to do updates on his brakes and his truck.
Ooh,
I'm not
very.
even gonna comment on it because people thought I hated against the man, but
I'll
I'll let
say
you
something.
guys.
I'll say something. Angry Mailman did his thing, and then he kind of like went away. But what Angry Mailman did do, and if everybody doesn't know it, I'm going to make it loud and freaking clear. Angry Mailman said something during political timing of our political mail season delivery that he shouldn't have. And I believe he was flagged for it. And I believe that had a little bit to do with him possibly being told to stop coming on here. So once again, carriers, shut your face about anything that you have to say about either political side when you're on the clock and you're videoing yourself to put on here or any other facet of social media. There you go. That's what I believe 100% happened with Angry Mailman. Maybe there was more to it, maybe there wasn't, but nonetheless, he did it, and then he was told to pull it down. And it still bothers me to this day that he did it, and it was stupid. Other than that, he wasn't doing anything harmful.
What they're trying to say is that on their breaks, they're allowed to do things like a quick TikTok. And I respect what you're saying to a degree, but if you go back 7 years, 2018, you didn't see anybody doing anything on YouTube. You didn't see anybody doing anything on TikTok, not with this postal stuff.
Nope. I did.
I did. And now it just got out of hand. So you're saying a quick TikTok, but there's a video, and I got plenty of them. And the TikTok has the girls dancing at the station.
Four of them
on the back of the vehicle. This is morning time, right while the other drivers are leaving. So I guess they were supposed to be delivering or loading their trucks or whatever. That's not their break time. So when management, and I'm not hating, trust that. I'm just telling you what management is looking at. They see it. And y'all say they don't. They build cases against people.
Let me inject something.
It doesn't happen right away. Go ahead.
Let me inject something real quick. In the morning, in some stations, previous to COVID, we were told to take 1 10-minute break in the morning and then another 10 on the street. Now we're told to take 2 10s on the street. Yeah. So those girls technically could be out on the dock taking their 10, but they're wiggling and jiggling at the edge of the truck on the loading dock where, you make one wrong move or shake your ass the wrong way and you go down, boom. It doesn't matter whether you're on your break or not. Now you're in the shit. So
there's a girl that's
there you go.
Standing on an APC, a shelved, what do y'all call them? Jail something.
Yeah.
APC with the shelves.
We just call it APC with the shelf. Yeah, APC with the shelf.
And she's standing on top of it. What makes you think that she's not off the clock? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. That's just dumb.
There's another girl riding on one, bouncing her ass up and down.
Doing a 360, doing a 180 like she's on roller skates.
I think it's funny.
She looked good, but
management does not. That is what, when you go on YouTube videos and you look at, I mean, not YouTube, but on the other social media sites, and you look up certain terms, that's what pops up.
All right.
That is the perception that they have. And then when you say, we deserve more. And they say, okay, let's see what these guys are doing. There's very few videos out there left of somebody saying, look, this is the proper way to do it. This is what I do. I know that I got one video up and the girl left the camera at her truck and she went up and down the stairs a few times and people was like, man, that's some shit. I ain't doing nothing like that. But she showed that she did everything the right way. There's very few videos like that. So if perception, which is over everything, we could say one thing, but if they see you doing something else, it's a whole different story. And that's what they think about us. Now, back to that whole getting people in trouble thing. Was it 2022? 2022, there were people doing crimes and the person just got arrested, yesterday or this week?
Yeah.
This girl got
2022, 7 years, 38 years of probation.
7 years in federal prison.
$60,000 in stolen assets from the post office. $60,000.
That's it. Just $60,000.
It's 9,000, roughly 9,000 a year per jail year. Yeah.
And she is doing 30 years of probation.
Mm-hmm.
They is on y'all ass. I'm telling you. They come in silent. And I did videos a couple years ago, and somebody in the inside told me, hey, tell these people to watch out what they're doing. If you know anybody, or just put it on your YouTube channel, let them know that, The OIG watches behind the scenes. They're the government, the FBI. They know how to tap in.
True.
Let me ask you, Sam. You science man. Uh, uh, if you had to, you could pull up anything you wanted on a computer easily if you typed in the right terms. Yes.
Yeah, given the resources, you can do whatever you want. It has to be you have to assume, just like when we're delivering the mail, every doorstep has a camera. You just have to assume, and they're watching. Of course they're watching. Of course they are. They care about all the numbers. They're watching.
Hmm.
And hey, I just
So
wanted to say, first of all, I don't have green eggs and ham, but I do often take part in the all egg diet. I've eaten like 36 eggs a day for like a month
God
straight.
damn.
And that,
Sam,
pretty much
Sam,
what.
I am.
Yeah, I know somebody in there was making fun of my name. It's not the first time I've heard the freaking joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've been
but
around long.
yeah, I love eggs, and my wife makes fun of me all the time.
I was to say your cholesterol through the roof, brother.
It's not, no, it's not how it works. It's not, so cholesterol, you don't have to worry about cholesterol if you're obese and overweight. The cholesterol that you are consuming in eggs, your body, your liver is metabolizing that. And one of the things that it metabolizes it into is testosterone. And then back in the 70s, they did a study on burn patients. They gave them a bunch of eggs. I don't mean to derail the
No,
conversation. They gave them a bunch of eggs, whatever. It helped them. They rebuilt their muscle. It was
this is
great.
way more brainy than the shit we talk about. Hey, throw it
Yeah.
in there.
Damn, I feel stupid now. I'm gonna just look over here at the comment. I
Uh,
got my
hey,
glasses.
No,
hey,
I
JH.
love eggs. They're great.
Hey JH, I had a question about the 30-minute lunch. All right, Brittany Taylor, I got to hit you real quick. Brittany Taylor says I barely have time to take breaks because I always have double mail and sometimes overtime. I responded to her, Brittany, you are
Yes.
allowed that break in lunchtime. Skipping it is giving money back and time. Which I said earlier. You got guys, it's your time. No matter how much double, triple mail and whatever's going on, that's your time. You give that back, that's you handing dollars back to them, literally. So take the time. I know you don't want to. I know you want to get home and you want things to do, but it's a route killer. It's a money killer and it's a route killer. Every second you give back. And don't just make it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it all adds up over time. Jay, are you frozen? Oh no,
No, is
No,
it?
am I?
you're just very still. You were
No,
just
I
very
was trying. I can read the comments now. I got my
okay.
glasses.
Okay, gotcha.
um,
So Brittany, again, I hear this so often about having so much mail and sometimes overtime. Then so be it. You're allowed that time. Your 50 minutes is yours every day to take for yourself. But don't make TikToks. That's all I'm saying. Make the TikToks after you clock out, please,
I just
everybody.
wanted to say on the TikTok thing, I am in more agreement with the idea of humanity being part of it. I mean, you talk about people wearing certain things, but we do have certain requirements, like you can't, you know, talk about political things necessarily in your uniform.
Called the Hatch
And
Act.
that's
Called
kind of,
that.
yeah, that's kind of part of it. And also at the same, I mean, like, there is a level of professionalism that I guess is expected, right? And
Yes. Yes.
that
Very
really does challenge the idea of professionalism.
beautiful.
But I am very sympathetic to the idea of not stripping humanity out of the things that humans do.
Well, I say that message loud and clear. You cannot take the humanity out of the carrier job. Meaning, if
Yeah,
management is just trying to push you along and not allowing you to help the old lady with her across the street, do something noble every day, talk to a person like they're the human being. Whether
yeah,
I said, and I don't get, I said, and I make sure it's the quickest interaction, and I'm well on my way to doing my 975 daily deliveries while some other routes don't have anywhere near that many stops. And I still do what I do, take my breaks and my lunch. So it doesn't matter about mail volume, doesn't matter about if you have a pivot or an extra piece, whatever. Do your thing, do it nobly, do it correct, do it safe, and do it humans. Remember, we're human beings. We're not robots. Sorry, management, not robots.
damn it, Sam says things so gracefully.
Yeah, I kind of say him like a jerk. I say him like yeah. Sam is a much more graceful version of me. Yeah,
So gracefully.
yeah.
Y'all cut your shit, all right?
can I just say real quick that I work with the greatest. I know you work with some good carriers, but I legitimately work with the greatest carriers. The people that I work with, work very hard. And I am probably one of the least hardworking people in my
Wow.
station. The
Wow.
people that I work with are very good. And we are a station that has problems and we're, slowly overcoming them, but we're on the top of the list of all the bad things for our
Mm,
area.
okay.
And, we do really bad with stuff, but the carriers that I work with, they go above and beyond. Um, they're all really good people. But I would say like the one person I saw the Gambit person in there was saying,
Mm,
I think they were talking about, having I understand like not all the offices are the same and some are ran very poorly. And I understand that like just say you're in a very poorly run station.
hmm
Um, I feel like it's unfair of me to say to that person in an unfair run station to take your time, because they're already taking advantage of this person. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's hard out there because you do want your life, and the only way you have your life is to skip that break. And that's kind of what you're looking at. And I understand, I know, because I'm one of them guys that work hard, and I've worked with people that work hard too. And I'm not saying that taking your breaks is not working hard. I'm just saying like you feel that push because everybody out here, all of our lives, we've been taught work harder. You'll achieve. And everyone I know works hard, and they're not really. We're all stuck. We're all stuck.
Yep, that's very very well stated. The post office, like I believe I said it with Jay in our last conversation. I said, let me just clear something up for you real quick. If you're at the post office, something went amiss somewhere in life, including me and everybody, and Sam and everybody. But at the same time, we are able to come on here and state our flaws along with our strengths, and continuously listen, to what is being said and what we know needs to be done to make this thing run a little bit more smoothly on the carrier side. The management side is to say that the battle that we have to put up against management is to say, first things first, people got to stop being scared and stop being complacent. That's a huge part of it. Sam says he's got a station full of great carriers and great union representation. That's like the utopian thing that you don't really hear. It's more of a dystopian society everywhere else. Like from all the people in my chat, Jay and Man I talk to, it's like a dystopian society. Sam has a very unique thing. My station is definitely not in the dystopian rankings, but to say that, an eye has to be kept on things consistently to make sure that everything is going the way it's supposed to be, equal and no double standarding. That's a big thing that I always talk about, and I will continue to talk about on my time and my opinions about the post office and the way it's run is double standards. We have a book that says everything's supposed to be equal across the board, but you and I all know, everybody knows that is not the way it works in this place. And that's what you need to be aware of, and you can't be scared to say that that's what the problem is.
You have to advocate for yourself. Nobody else is going to.
Damn right. Got all kinds of good proverbs, doesn't he? Yeah, I like that one. I like that.
Let me get back to the base for the people that just stepped in.
Mhm.
Tramper says, for the record,
Ditto.
Angry Mailman was his first exposure to find help online before JH became the go-to. I've always been the go-to. Angry had
JH
to
has
come through
always
me.
been the go-to.
Yeah,
Sorry, Trampus.
he came through me.
Yeah,
He didn't become that guy till I
yeah.
said, "Hey, y'all go watch his channel." Anyway, but I want to recap a couple things for those that don't know. The guest that we have on here, Sam, we pinned a comment specifically for carriers. So go up to the top of the comment section. Please go check that out. This is something that if you are a carrier, if you know this information, great. Share it with another carrier or a new CCA or somebody that can help them. It has a smorgasbord. I like saying that word. Smorgasbord of information in there. That you know when somebody asks you a question and 2 minutes later they ask you another question. No more questions. You just, hey, check out this app. Everything you need is in there for the new carriers. It's there. And you know how much you got to pay for it? A whole free 30. Get it free. I made that joke up on the spot. I'm gonna stick to talking on screen. All right. And like we started before, y'all have your back pay. Some of you will see it. I don't know if it's half the country. It depends on how your station submits
Yep.
Yeah.
their tax into ERMs. That's behind the scenes. But people have logged into LiteBlue. They saw that back pay finally hit. One of my people said that they saw the numbers like, I mean, on the high end, like $5,200. And then when they took home, I think it was like $2,900 because taxes, Uncle Sam, not Sam in the chat, but Uncle Sam, Social Security, retirement, deductions, insurance, all of that, they take out of it before you even see it. Like I said before, that's the ugly part. People expected a big, whop, but the truth is, the bigger and the more money you make, the more it triggers a higher tax withholding. But that's how the system is set up. That's not the USPS's fault. That's just what it is. The good part is it hit. And if you don't see it today, you'll see it Monday or Tuesday, like Sam said. Some folks have been waiting. Y'all been waiting, what, almost 2 years for
Two and
this.
2.5 years.
So it's still more money than you'd see on a single check.
Mm-hmm.
Some of your bills will get caught up, I assume. Some of you use it for savings. Some of you get a BBL. Don't go do that, Chooch. We've been trying to talk Chooch out of getting a
Yeah.
BBL,
Well,
but
let me show you real quick what
no.
I'm dealing with here.
Oh
Lord.
no.
I'm just trying to plead my case for why I might have to.
Oh man.
Yeah,
But don't look at your neighbor when they say, "Oh, I got 2,900 and my buddy got 4,000." No two carriers are the exact same. Your step increases, your overtime, your LWOPs, your deduction, everything plays into your calculations. That doesn't mean you got shorted. It means that the math is different. Also, I'm gonna just say it. Management's already waiting. They are waiting. They following your tactics. You're gonna hear the whole concept, and they put it into ERMs. I'm letting you know now.
Mm-hmm.
Deemed desirable,
Deemed desirable.
and I'm gonna let Chooch talk about that. And they're gonna weaponize that against you. So if you're upset with the numbers on your check, please don't give him no ammo to use later. He's gonna explain deemed desirable.
Real quick.
Just
Real quick.
yeah, I'm
Listen,
gonna
folks.
step back. Let him talk. Let him talk.
All
Do your
right.
thing.
Deems desirable means a supervisor has determined that an employee's short term unscheduled sick leave requires medical documentation for the protection of the USPS, even if it's for 3 days or less. So, I'm sure everybody has a story to say that when you've been presented with this particular, you know, thing from management saying you need documentation, even if you call out one time because of this circumstance. Say, like your team won the Super Bowl this year, go Birds, and you wanted to go to that damn parade. But you said in your right, well, it's not my NS day, but I want to go to the parade. Do I bang you out or do I, lucky for some people, it was their NS day and they got to go to the parade. But if you were told ahead of time by management, they might not use that term deems desirable. They might just come out and say, one call out, we want documentation. And most of you are going to say, that's BS. That's not true. They can't do that. Well, as a matter of fact, with this particular situation and all this fun TikToking nonsense where people are going on and saying, I'm going to bang out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the back pays in. Okay, I'm going to say one F. Are you fucking stupid? Okay. Yes, you are for putting that out there. You are stupid as F to put that out there. Why on earth would you possibly give them that ammunition and now go ahead and follow through with it now that they're going to go with the deems desirable thing? See you Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Go ahead, Jay.
I didn't want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's been all over
You know who you
the
are.
TikTok. So if y'all know people, please just let them know. Management was texting me about 2 weeks ago saying, "Hey, did you hear about this?"
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, "Nah, I have no idea." I even asked Chooch. He didn't hear about it.
Yep.
And then
All of a
some of
sudden.
y'all been putting that shit in my comments, and I'm like, Chooch, what are they talking about? Is this it? Then they sent me the TikToks. People on TikTok telling everybody in the damn country Hey man, when we get our check, just because you know that there's a holiday on Monday. Really, bro? Really? And the first person that did it was Sam. I can't believe.
Mm.
No, I'm just kidding. Sam, like, wait, wait
Yeah,
a moment and shit.
yeah. Sam's like, I'm going to get my BBL too, Chooch.
Oh man, Sam, you said you got a good team over there.
Yes,
How
very good.
many?
I could, we're like a family.
Barbecue.
When I first started, we were I mean my office is really bad and it does have a very bad reputation and nobody wants to go there and it's just massive problems. I think we're down 7 routes.
Oh, so it's about manpower. That's where
Hmm.
so it's strictly about manpower, Sam, or is there more to it?
Yeah,
Feel
we've had
feel
a
free to
lot.
say as much. Feel free to say as much as you like or as little as you
Yeah,
like. I got you.
we've had a lot of postmasters. I've
Yeah.
been
Oh,
there.
you don't
Let's
have to say any more to me, but I know
right?
exactly
Okay,
where
so
you're
we've had
coming
a
from.
lot of postmasters. So things aren't running good, things aren't working right. We're in
Gotcha.
our area is expanding constantly, and we're
Very. Aff-
always adding new routes. And we're going to
It's
be
it's
adding
an
new routes.
it's an affluent area with a lot of growth.
Yes.
There you go.
And
Yep.
so, and we never have enough people. And so
Mm,
the people that we do have, they work extremely hard.
yeah.
Harder than I would ever ask anybody to work,
Yeah. Sam
And
is me prior to 2025. Sam is me in dealing with what I was dealing with prior to 2025.
yeah,
Yeah.
and people, that's the other, they take advantage of it because people, they need to work.
Sure.
They need to. And
Sure.
we have problems with call-offs. I think the other day, so let's just say we have 40 routes. The other day we had 11
Oh,
call-outs.
oh, for God's sakes! Now we got that shit too.
And
Yeah.
but these people, they're burnt out. Everybody's burnt out and they're
Yeah.
like, and I mean I understand.
Yeah.
I get it. And you just can't, we lean on everybody a lot.
Yeah.
And you can only lean on people so long. They're people.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say where you're located,
Yeah.
but I don't know if you've been there where you're at for a long time. If I'm not mistaken, I believe they posted something nationwide for carriers to come help you guys. Is that where you're at?
So, okay, so that's close, but it's a similar issue. Okay, it's a similar issue because so that place you're talking about, first of all, let's Aspen. Okay.
Okay.
And places like this where the cost of living is so astronomically
Mhm.
high. And because Aspen is a little secluded, it's not like people are driving in there from another city where it's cheaper to live.
Right.
So they're always looking for people to go on assignment there, and they're always having problems. We have a similar problem, not to that degree, but it's a very similar situation.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
see. I thought yeah, they posted something nationwide, I believe, about 2 years ago.
Sending
I was
people,
like,
yeah. If you want to drop what you're doing and go out and help you guys for how bad the situation is,
they
that
did that for Key West as well.
and the
Yeah.
keys, yeah.
That was
You think in the
crazy.
first minute that goes through your head, like sounds kind of cool, but no. For a minute, I just said, I've been stuck here in Philly with all our BS. I said I could use a little escape, but that was pre-family man and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
But I talked to Sam a little before we logged on, and I said we clicked real quick about talking about current, present, past, and it's a pleasure like to see and talk to people like with his mindset and with this creation of his app, and obviously having a lot more brains to throw around than probably me and Jay do combined. So.
Combined. Easily.
It's an
Easily.
allocation of resources. I've
uh,
given up on many other things that you guys are excelling at.
but I said, air. We're all in our different sectors of the country, and I said I love where I'm at, and I never want to leave. And cost of living. That's a subject in its own. Like to talk about postal earnings versus cost of living expenses, and what you choose as necessity compared to what you choose as I want this and I don't care what it costs. there's, my mindset has been that of a frugal Italian kid, to say like, save your money, don't spend all the money, save it, save it, and I'm like, yeah, I said I treated myself to one nice thing in 20 years. Other than that, I keep it very frugal, and I just am thankful for my nice little section of my town here, and my route, and I'm going to keep going. And my health has been good, thank God. I hope it stays that way. I've had my ups and downs with it, but it's just it's still very much important for me to wake up every day and to go and serve as a carrier, and I'll always keep that mindset. I would have lost it a long time ago if I hadn't been able to connect with the people of my town, with this guy right here, with this guy who people put a lot of critiques on, say he's not a carrier, he's not. Let me tell you something. I said I'll sing this guy's praises till the day I die, because he's done something here, and he started it long before Angry Mailman did. So whoever that person was that said, I just want to reconfirm that J a long time before Angry Mailman was. So he's the
I,
OG of
I
postal
was
content.
I was doing things differently back then. I was trying to
Yeah,
help
yeah,
people get in.
yeah.
Um, but I wanted to touch on a couple things, which will bring me back to you, Chooch, in a second. A person said, Fit Over 50 said, I transferred out of Jersey due to cost of living.
Yeah, I saw that.
I want you to chat about your Jersey experience in a second, but
Ooh, yeah. Yes, I
before I
do.
go even further, um, I'm not afraid to say when an intelligent man can tell when there's another intelligent man in the room, and by far he's a lot more intelligent than me. And I'm not trying to give you too much praise there, Sam, but you are.
Oh, I thought
But
you
the
meant
thing
me.
is, uh,
I I was
but
agreeing it was Chooch.
Mm,
you
so was
got
I.
postal workers that we have that are probably in my chat group that they use their brains, their skills, and their time the wrong way. We need people that'll use their brains, their skills, and their time to try to help the rest of everybody instead of just complaining. Sam did this on his own without asking. He
Mhm.
just reached out to me behind the scenes. Hey man, can you share this? And I totally forgot. I think he told me about this, what, a month or so ago, maybe 2 months. I don't remember when, but until I really clicked and I was like, oh shit, this is good. If any of you guys have it in you, leave your purpose. You don't have to say, hey, I did this. Just reach out to Jay behind the scenes and I'll put your stuff out there. If you have something valuable like this, it's something that small that can help change this culture. Even if you're an asshole like me, you don't want to talk to somebody. Hey, you know what? I got this app. Some guy, he fucking made it. Give it to the carrier. You know what? That could change how a CCA, whether or not they quit. You know what I mean? Because the frustrations, it's just that something that minute can help change somebody's full life. So if y'all got some skills behind the scenes, please reach out to me. I will be glad to share it. But did you tell Sam about your experience down there in Jersey?
No, I didn't get a chance to talk, and I'm glad that we're doing it now with all these wonderful people around. No, this is straight up. All right, we're gonna make it quick. All right, so I just got back from my 2 week vacation, and I was down to Jersey Shore. New Jersey was mentioned by Fit Over 50 as having to be he had to transfer out of there to of Jersey due to cost of living. Okay, it's a place where I go to. I've been going to since I was a kid. It's very nice. It's it's very very it's insane what the price of housing is there. So we get a rental and we get a couple of family members in on it, so we can all go and enjoy ourselves and not have to blow the whole wad of back pay and extra hours. But we while I'm down there, I just happened to see two carriers at about 7 p.m. Pulling over, and I could clearly tell what they were doing. One was taking mail off the other, and I said, "Oh, I got to talk to these guys," but they were kind of far from me. So sure enough, they realize that they're in a busy thoroughfare, and they pull over to the side street right where I'm walking. They pull right over, and I said, "Hey, fellas, I'm a carrier. I got to ask you a question. Is this the normality? 7 p.m. You two exchange mail?" And they said, "Well," the one guy comes right out and he says, "I'm going to log 95 hours this week." I said, "Excuse me? What did you just say?" And he said, 15-hour days, 12 open routes out of 17. And he said that there's really no relief in sight other than them calling in carriers from other places in New Jersey to try and come in and help. Clock in at 6:30, clock out at 10 p.m. at the earliest. And I'm like, you have the right to stop working at 60 hours. Yeah, we know, but I guess the paychecks look good for guys that they've only been there for a short time, and obviously they're raking in some fat numbers, but the insanity of thinking that you're getting 35 hours of penalty time, which I would never see in my career, and let alone just a few over 60, uh, is insanity. But I know that this exists in stations around the country, and yeah, there you go. There's that guy right there. He's raising his hand right now. Sam is dealing with that situation, and I wonder to myself, okay, what is the X factor in these hours? Staffing, that's one. Here's the other one, Sam. Amazon. Do Amazon couriers deliver in that area that you're
Yeah.
in and take some of the burden off of you, or
I
do you
used
handle? Go ahead.
I
You
used
tell
to
me.
deliver for Amazon in this area before I
Okay.
worked at the post office. And
I see.
since the Amazon deal went through, like, what was it,
Yeah.
late last year or whatever it was,
Yeah. Yeah. Give or
our
take.
parcels have fallen off.
Have diminished. Okay.
Yes.
So you're still down a bunch of routes. So nonetheless, you're going
Yeah.
to see that
Still,
heavy duty
mhm.
amount of hours in 6 days enforcing and stuff.
We had big
So
problems like routes that for 6 years we hadn't done
no
measuring of the route.
adjustments.
It was
No
really bad.
adjustments, no
Yeah.
inspections, no nothing. Okay. Yeah. So these are the multiple factors. The main thing is people having the proper people to fill the spots. Number two is Amazon to say that these guys in Jersey, they got no Amazon couriers down there. They're getting it all. I believe that the one guy mentioned to me or somewhere around 550 scannable items for one day, one route. That's insanity. And this, like I said, this place I go to is a very affluent short point that gets, a lot of people just sitting on the beach probably ordering a bunch of stuff and saying, yeah. So I'm like 550. I mean, that's crazy. So you got that as the other factor, along with maybe trucks. Do they have enough trucks to suffice everybody? Well, it sounds like it. If you have 12 out of 17 routes not covered,
You
you
should
sure
have extra
you should have
trucks.
plenty of trucks to go around. Maybe you want to take a mattress in the AM and then jump in a different mattress in the PM or something, just to say, this one has a little bit better radio than the other one, or I mean, the brakes are better on this one. So it's insanity when I heard them drop those numbers on me. But I say, I could just stay off the clock and mind my own business, but they pulled up right next to me, and I
Yeah.
said, I got to know what their situation is. I got to talk to these guys. And, they didn't tell me anything off color. They didn't say anything nasty. They just said, this is the situation that we're in. And I said, well, goddamn, slap me in the ass 10 times. I cannot believe what I'm hearing right now. I have never come anywhere near dealing with those kind of numbers and those kind of hours and
Yeah.
that shorthandedness.
One of the things one of the things I always like to do at, well, not job interview here, but when you have a job interview that you can afford not to accept,
Right.
where it's like on a professional level,
Right.
I always like to ask them, why did the last three people quit? You
That's
know,
a good question.
yeah, what was the reason for their leaving? And it's pretty clear that these guys are going to quit because they're burnt out.
Right.
They're going to do it as long as they can.
Why did 74,000 back pay checks get issued to removed employees?
Wow.
74,000 back pay checks are going to be given to people who no longer work here. That's how much of a drop off we had. And I 100% blame that on the idea of the CCA position, Table 2, of course, being created, but not hiring PTF and having people's careers start when they begin the first day. That is where that drop off comes from, and they still haven't realized that that's what it is.
That's a very
Or they
shocking number
know,
because
yeah,
isn't it like $4,000 to train each one of those 74,000
correctamundo.
people?
Yep, Jay will tell you that number. He knows that from being in his sector where he's at to say that that's
Wow.
right on the money. And before we logged on here, and you and I were just talking, we talked about the separation of numbers between table 1 and table 2 and what you make in a career compared to it. But I believe that starting at the PTF and getting that time. Like, time is everything in this place. Time, like those 2 years as CCA are a joke. They said you're going to earn your stripes, showing what you can do in the 90 days, and then if you want to push the 90 days to say your probationary period is 6 months, to say that's the compromise of saying you're going to start a PTF. It's going to be a 6 month probationary period. We really got to see what you're made of. We got to move you around town. We got to not just put you on one thing and coddle more or less. We got to really. I mean, I was pushed hard for my 90 days. I had, at the time, we had 5 more routes than we do now, because routes have been abolished and changed over to driving, and but now we had growth, so things have built up a little bit more. But nonetheless, everybody has had routes abolished at some point, most likely. So the idea of somebody coming in, me at it's almost 20 years ago, at $19.05 an hour as a PTF, and in 2025 now a CCA coming in at $20 and change an hour, 20 and change, is insanity. 20 years, 2 decades, and they're in the rate is $1 more than where I was 20 years ago.
I couldn't get my 2 sons who are of age to work at the post office if I told them that there were freaking hot chicks down there or something. Like, they are so uninterested in every way for what the post office has to offer. I really don't blame them. I mean, I really wouldn't say
Well, if
to
they're your
them,
offspring, then obviously they've got some brains in their head, and obviously they look at their dad as their hero, but they also say, "You're freaking nuts if you think I'm coming to work there with you."
well, actually, it's pretty funny because me and my wife were just talking about it, because I was like, hey, guys, AI is going to ruin everything, right? So the one thing it's not going to ruin are skills.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes,
mechanics,
sir.
if you have a skill, plumber, electrician,
DJ.
you're going to be doing something. You might be using AI to do it, but you're going to be doing something at least.
That's it.
And I was like, hey, boys, if you guys want to go into like electrical engineering
Plumbing,
apprenticeship or
electric.
whatever, I'll
Yes.
do it with you.
There you go. Plumbing,
Yeah.
electrical, HVAC. I mean, there's no robot physically going to these places and disconnecting all those crazy circuits and pulling the motherboard apart. That's going to be Joe Blow, Joe the plumber. Yeah, Gerard, you're up.
I'm sorry, who?
You said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. H."
I just got an email. I just got something sent to me. I'm going to read it.
Uh-oh.
August 23rd. This was just out a few minutes ago.
That's today.
Ready? Today's 23rd.
Yes, it is.
European Postal Service. The European Postal Service over in the UK suspends shipment of packages to the US over tariffs.
Oh!
The end of an exemption of tariffs due for low value packages coming in the United States is causing multiple international postal services to pause shipping as they await more clarity to the rule.
Holy shitballs.
That just came through.
All of Europe.
As known as the de minimis exemption, which allows packages worth less than $800 to come into the U.S. duty-free. A total of 1.36 billion packages were sent
in 2024.
2024 under this exemption.
Worth how much?
$64.6 billion. According to the data from the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol Agency. It's set to expire on Friday.
Read the countries at the bottom, right below that. Read the countries and the main countries.
Germany, Denmark, Sweden,
and
Italy.
Yeah, babe. That's unbelievable. France and Austria will follow on Monday. See vous play.
I guess you'll have less packages?
Oh, man. I mean, if you put it, I'd say this: if you live in an affluent, if you deliver in a more affluent area, you're likely getting a lot of more overseas packages. So, I'd say that maybe Sam sees a share. You can just tell by the label. You can tell by the scan.
Oh yeah, right where you're at.
Yeah.
Shit.
So That would be, yeah, that's going to
It's
be
not
interesting to
good.
say. Like, obviously domestic is our number one thing and ground advantage and all that stuff. But par avignon, as they say on the little sticker that goes on things for France, that's airmail, par avignon. That's going to be crazy to say that they're going to.
Money Chaser said it won't last long. Give it 3 weeks. Any pause of anything that is natural in this country causes a disruption. I'm not sure if people realize the domino effect of it.
Trucks, ships.
Um, if every single truck driver in this country stopped exact same time at 12 p.m. tomorrow across the country and just stopped for 12 hours straight, this country would be in an uproar. That's
People
called
would
the
die.
domino effect. We would, everything has a time limit. Everything is on clock. It would just screw everything up. And this is a consistent thing with the tariffs. So 3 weeks? Oh, shit. We'll
I
feel
mean,
it.
he probably has, Money Chaser probably has a good point that this won't last long because things are so fluid right now and what's going on. But for anybody who's ever ran a business knows that's exactly what you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
You need predictability.
Business customers are saying it right now. Oh shit! Look what's about to
Mhm.
happen. Yep.
Yeah, how are you going to sell something to somebody and your suppliers overseas, which everything's globally like you can't sell an American-made item that's purely 100% everything about it American made, like something like maybe the machinery that you grew it with or something came from somewhere else. And we're
This
just
is
so intertwined. And I understand people are hurting though, and they're panicking.
it says we don't want those Timu packages. It's more than Timu packages.
Oh
Yeah.
well, we
I
want
mean,
the
y'all
team.
deliver everywhere.
We
You
want
deliver to
we
major
want
businesses.
all the packages we can get. We want all the, but not 575 a day.
It's a
Like
lot of packages.
yeah.
When I
Some
worked
of the,
for
You got to
Amazon, the
remember,
most
truck
we could have
drivers
like
do it as well.
300 and something. So that's insane.
yeah,
That's freight.
yeah.
Because again, we're the median between UPS as well.
Yeah.
So stuff that
But
comes
we
over,
just
UPS will pick
subsidize
it
their
up from us.
fleet.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Legion
The
of Boom.
Chooch even,
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Sam.
I was just saying,
Finish.
Chooch had mentioned, or you guys were mentioning about how they don't even deliver, Amazon doesn't even deliver to certain areas because they're on vehicles, because we just haven't finished subsidizing the rest of their fleet so that they can do it. But
Right.
give it time and they'll have somebody there shortly.
Yeah. I said I was very surprised to see that there wasn't really any I'm like looking for the blue. I'm looking for the blue trucks, the Amazon blue trucks and the electric van that I see every day in my area. And I'm like, "Darn, they're not that. Where are they? I don't see anybody around. I just see Mr. Mailman, the UPS and the FedEx guy. And when I heard that guy dropped that number, I'm like, God damn. I said, well, so what do you think it would be if the Amazon courier was there? Maybe 200, 250 a day. That's still a lot, but nowhere near almost 600 a day. That's insane.
So
So,
think about this. Okay, I need a part for my motorcycle. I go on eBay,
mm, yep. Where's
right?
that come
It's coming from across
from?
seas.
From the Netherlands or Denmark or
Yeah,
Norway? Yeah.
and just somebody like, a personal me. If I say, okay, well, I'm selling my motorcycle shield for $100, and now how do I get it over to the United States? You know what I'm saying? You put it on eBay, they can't get it over here.
hmm
This is a disruption, man. That
So
doesn't
what
UPS.
was
seem
it?
right.
How many
No,
packages are we supposed to deliver a day or an hour on Sunday? Isn't it like 25?
about 25, 30 an hour.
So if you were to deliver 25 packages an hour at
I
550,
can't
that's going
even
to
do
take you 22
I can't
hours.
even do that math that fast. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
it's insanity, absolute
So
insanity.
that's,
Somebody
I
was
mean,
saying
that's nobody can do that. And
somebody.
I just wanted to say, I'll do a little bit of bragging. I did work one day from 6 a.m. till 1 a.m.
God bless you.
One day. Yep. And that was a
That's a hell of a
91-hour paycheck.
that's a hell of a
But
payday
I
right
don't
there.
I don't do that anymore.
You don't want to be anywhere near that. No, I mean, like, again, when I said, I say, how many vets you got out of those guys that are showing up? And they said, well, two. And I said, and those two go home at 60 hours, don't they? There's no way they're sticking around because they know that they probably likely don't need it if they're maxed out. But at the same time, I have, come to that 60 mark and I have worked past that 60 mark. I have never left mail hanging and just said, screw that. I'm at 60. I'm going. I've never walked off. I've never driven the truck back with mail in it. I always make sure that I'm clear and everybody else is clear. And but 95 hours is just pure insanity.
A lot of hours.
Yeah.
The Michael Rondo there with the Amazon Teamsters.
Teamsters.
I think there's a DSP in
Yeah.
San Francisco that had just a
Yeah.
couple members though.
Couple people, yeah, a couple people raised their hand, raised their voices, and did get a little bit of did get a little like negotiating power, I guess. But the overall Amazon game, the difference of Amazon with union is 200 or less packages in the same day. If you're not union, it's uncommon to get 400 Okay, yeah, Mike Rondo, good point. Sam, when you work till 1 a.m. Sam, when you
No,
work
I
when
went
you
into work at 6 a.m. in the morning to case.
oh
And
man,
so here's the deal is like I told Chooch at my station, we have highway routes, and this was a highway route that was
mm,
absorbed.
right,
Three people did this highway route. And they split it up into three people, and then it was passed on to me. And I still had to hand some off, but for this day, I guess I had to do the whole route by myself for some timing thing or something.
right.
And they finally called me like around 1 in the morning and just told me to come back. They had all the information they needed. I didn't deliver the whole route.
It's unbelievable, unbelievable. Now, someone's asking, this Dunner Dally is asking, Sam, when you worked till 1 a.m., did you come back in the next day at 6 a.m. or did you have your day off after? Or,
7.
and,
No,
okay,
7. 7,
7,
7
7.
in the
Okay,
morning.
so you got home
I
at
still
1,
came
and
in
then you
early.
came
Yeah, our start time is 8:30. I still came in early. Like I said, that
beast
week was a 91-hour week. It was no fun.
beast mode, pure beast mode right there. Yep, I mean, yeah, that's crazy. That's kind of been the line of the day so far. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh man.
And
Uh,
they knew and they allowed it to happen.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. I mean, this is where we haven't really delved into doing too much ripping of we've kind of been ripping TikTokers more than now. I posed the question to Jay, and whenever I'm sure he hears me saying this, he might have stepped away for a second, but okay, let me ask you this: have you ever seen or even conceived the thought of anyone in a management position doing a TikTok, YouTube video, uh, Instagram while on the clock? Never, right? Would you do you know of anybody that do you have you ever seen any management figure or anything like that should do anything on YouTube or anything on why? Why is that? Because they know better. Because they know that that would be a huge burden on their future if they came on here and tried to say something detrimental to the people that they already talked down to while they're on the clock.
Yeah, especially
So
being in the position of authority.
a
Yeah, that
position
would
of
be bad.
authority, yeah, to say that we've said plenty and will continue to say plenty about people that are in positions of authority that have no business, no training, no people skills, that unfortunately are a thorn in good workers sides, let alone that we do have problems on all crevices of the post office, carrier, clerk. It's not just management. I always say that they are not, it's not just solely put on them. We have our problematic people on the carrier side too. um, but and the clerks and the truck driver, whatever. Everybody's got something, but it's always the same thing. Lead by example. If you're
Yeah.
doing something nasty and you're treating people sub like they're subhuman and pushing them to the brink and not giving any degree of relief or belief in their head that they could possibly do the same thing the same way every day, and you're going to come up to them with a paper that has a determination by AI, more or less now, auto pivot, whatever you want to call it, and you say you should be back by this time. Okay, so I mean, how did we come to that determination? Well, we have the papers here. When was the last time this route was calculated by a proper inspection? Just like you said, Sam, 6 years. Let me tell you, 10 plus freaking years.
I remember you
10 years.
saying that. Yeah,
We
that's
haven't
insane.
had and they don't do they don't do full inspections, full 6 day inspection, 3 days where you ride with somebody and you have your one count day and everything is, went through with a fine tooth comb. Most of the time, mail volume disappears intentionally. If you maybe you don't know about this part of it, Sam, this is the ugly part from the past. 120 feet of mail could show up magically after a 6-day inspection. So it's all curtailed and hidden in a corner
Oh.
while you're shortchanged, and so they can steal routes and they can take routes. And they know it to be true, but they're not going to tell you. But you have eyes and ears, and you have half a brain, so you say, "Oh, I see what happened here. They held the mail back to make the routes look lighter." And then you have somebody riding in a truck, and a carrier who doesn't know better is going to rush through their day feeling intimidated by that person sitting beside them in the truck. And I said, you can sit back here and, and sing to yourself all day. Is that he ain't going to get me to do anything differently than I do when you're not here. So I always say to everybody, do your route like you're being watched every day, but at the same time, don't play games on the clock. Just do the job accordingly. That's all.
Mhm.
Simple as that.
You are exactly right. I wanted the Naridali TV guy. I'm sorry, I butchered your name. It's totally my fault. I
Yeah,
apologize.
done or
But
die.
I think that person is 100% correct. It is completely unsafe to work that amount of hours.
Sure.
I should have never done it. My leadership should have never allowed me to do it. You're 100% correct.
Yeah, that's a good point to say that, like, it's not just the management, more or less, they're not forcing you to do it, more or less. They're
Mhm.
just seeing if you will follow through with it. And then your
Mhm.
union should be stepping in and saying, you are allowed to go home, sir. If you want to stay here and you want to risk, deprivation of your sleep and every other, of your 5 cents seemingly going to be more hindered by
Mhm.
being here longer and breathing the air in that truck every day and out there in the elements. It's to say, like, yes, yeah,
I
we
was just
all want.
Jay knows you're only allowed to drive so long, right?
That's right. That's right. Same like a pilot's only allowed to fly so much, and then he's pulled off. Said truck TTO driver has to log in only so much, and then they're pulled off. They're pulled out of the truck. And they have to wait a certain amount of time. Nothing like that for the carrier. Nothing except the carrier's own due diligence to say, well, if my union's not going to come and tell me, what the rules are, then I need to know the rules for myself. I know I don't want to see all that mail piling up and sit there, but you can only take so much. So when you stop and that mail starts piling, and then the Congress people start showing up unannounced to your station and looking and saying, "Where's all the delayed mail for this area?" You'll see shit change. You'll see something happen.
No,
Or they'll
without that.
fix it temporarily, and then as
Yeah.
soon as they disappear, it'll start up again. But
Yeah.
yeah, smoke and mirrors, smoke and mirrors.
What I miss?
Uh,
No, I heard
you
everything.
missed the best part. Yeah.
No, I was watching on my phone.
Yeah.
I had to take a Dayquil. I know I'm getting congested. Thanks, son.
Yeah.
Son, go to school and they bring back bugs you can't get rid of. I don't know.
And too many sugar cookies.
Sugar cookies. Damn. I just gave him some ice cream. I got a comment a few minutes ago. USPS is hiring the best out of the worst. That,
Mm.
that's I don't
Not
even know how to feel about it, but it's
not
real.
you, Sam. Not you, Sam. Just those other guys.
It's just
I'm still in shock about that 74,000
Mm.
people.
Yeah.
That is an insane number. That is like shame. That's shame. There's 300,000 carriers, active carriers. 74,000. You don't need to be a
Mm-hmm.
genius to figure out that's a big proportion.
the turnover rate. We're
That's
almost matching.
insane. I remember
Uh,
reading a few years ago, I
Amazon.
used to work at UPS loading the trucks. I wanted to be a driver, but don't do that ever. I started off $18, went to $20, and they lowered me down to $15, and then I quit that day. But anyway, so they don't take lunches for like loading the trucks. They only take
Yep.
like 2 minute or a 10-minute break or whatever,
Mm.
and they'll work 12 hours without taking any lunches and two
Oh,
breaks.
oh
Crazy.
But
boy.
I remember working there, and the whole industry has a lot of problems. The
Mm.
whole, because
Hmm.
people want things cheap, right? And they want them yesterday,
Yep.
and nobody wants to pay.
Right.
Nobody wants to pay.
I do have some other news that I will probably get a full video on. Um, I really don't want to talk about it yet. I don't even know if I should talk about it, but it's
Mm.
piggybacking off of an article. No, actually, about the guy. He's no longer with the post office. His name is Emmanuel Ayala.
Mm.
He was the truck driver that was snatched out of his truck because he had a gun on him. I don't know if you guys were watching me back then. He was out in Tampa area, and he was fighting to get the Ayala Act done, where I don't know if you guys were watching me back then, but like I said, they were fighting to have the Postal Service, people open carry
Wow.
will be allowed to carry weapons
Wow.
at work. And there is a video that just came out that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a reaction to it. It says there's a massive 2A victory about uh, carrying in sensitive places, and the Postal Service was one of them, and our Second Amendment rights. So apparently, again, don't get too much on it. He sent me the article because he still keeps in contact with me, but yeah,
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. You can
yeah, I think I
link me.
forwarded
Link.
it to you.
Well, you
Did I
can
forward it to
forwarding me a lot
you?
of shit lately, so I'm still catching up. But
Catching up.
I mainly go to the carrier stuff, but I do enjoy other things too. Yeah, not
Yeah,
not
this
just
is gonna be interesting if that's allowed. And that's according to what the video is saying. Ah,
And
boy.
I just wanted to
But
say, what do we
good.
need guns for? We have vehicles and we kill plenty of people.
oh God.
Yep.
Um, for anybody that just joined, I am going to type in the chat. There's an individual, I'm gonna call him, I don't know what his name is. I do know what his name is, but I'm gonna leave the X uh Twitter, I guess it is. So you can click it. It is about a 30-minute video. And if you think
crazy.
that Jay exposes, I got nothing on this guy.
Nothing on this guy. This
Nothing.
is insanity.
He is he's got videos inside of the management's office. He posted a video on YouTube and it was taken down within 72 hours. He had
It's
like
like all that delayed
24,000
mail,
And
right?
views.
don't confuse him with the guy who created Hamilton. His name is similar to the guy who created Hamilton, but it's not.
Now,
Yeah.
Right.
right. Yeah, now I know who you're talking about.
He reached out to me. When I tell you he got receipts, he got receipts. When if y'all think that Jay is R-rated,
Yep.
this man is X-rated.
He's
Mhm.
very
And
passionate.
he is putting everybody's business out there with pictures.
Mm.
With
Vid-
pictures.
Video, pictures, stills, live feeds. I mean,
Live feeds
crazy.
of the corruption to the highest level. Yeah. So if you see me post something about I'm gonna just call him a whistleblower. I'm gonna put it in the chat. You can go listen to it. You'll want to watch it after you hear some of it. But he has a Facebook, and I'm sure you can find it somewhere by looking up his name. And I think I just put it in the chat. Check him out. It is yeah, yeah.
Grande
That guy.
cojones. Grande
He's
cojones.
man. I thought
I,
mine were something.
the
He's on
part that
another
I liked
level.
about it was it's not, I mean, anything that we're not completely unfamiliar with.
Yes, that's. I mean, we see it. It's and he is
Mhm.
just he's playing it out, and like it's
Putting it in their face.
taking it head on. And I'm sitting there saying, like, our dynamic of what we do when we go into work is to say we want to be the peacemakers while watching management crumble by not knowing exactly what to do in a situation of being under pressure. As a carrier, you're sitting there saying, well, if things are infringed upon and we're watching them unfold in front of our face, we're supposed to have a reaction to that by going to our union calmly. This guy is flat out sitting there with his camera rolling right on them and saying, I see you, and now you see me. You film me? Are you want to write down me? I'm gonna film you and write down everything you're saying, document you, and expose you. God,
Mm.
Godspeed, my son. Godspeed. I
From
mean,
what I've been reading, that's the station where he's at. They've been having like the problems, the problems.
yep, yeah. That's 99 of them.
Yeah.
So
True.
amazing, Amazing what we've developed here in just this short time of talking between the three of us.
Well,
It's
that guy is I know where he's located and the names that he's referring to. I have common knowledge about those people. So I'm gonna be
figures.
very I'm gonna be very cautious about
Uh-oh.
talking
Yeah.
about it.
Oh no.
Um,
Yeah.
but I saw a comment by shit, y'all tried to pronounce his name Takachi.
Taguchi.
Easy.
Sure.
You're close
He's
enough.
speaking about the gas, the
Ultra.
fumes being bad, and imagine of inhaling that. So my son was telling me about that in his vehicle, and I told him, you know, uh, basically when it comes down, because I'm in safety now,
Red
a
tag it.
lot of the a lot of the LLVs were not designed with today's standard in mind.
Emissions.
So yeah, you're sitting so close to that engine and it's
Hmm.
open. That's why
Hmm.
you feel all that heat.
There's holes in the
By
floor in the back. There's
right,
holes. There's open holes in the floor.
the exhaust is leaking in, sneaking in through the floorboards, exactly like you said. And there's the ventilation is just whatever wind goes through your windows.
Yeah.
And breathing that in,
Yeah.
it is definitely going to mix with your lungs, and it can cause chronic issues. And definitely, we don't really know what the causes of cancer are, but that's why so many carriers are complaining about their headaches, their dizziness. Um, I heard a few of them talking about a metal taste in their mouth after a route. Do y'all know about that?
I will give you a little bit of insight that doesn't involve a metal taste, but I can tell you about 20 years of driving LLVs that, multiples have gone to the graveyard just from not wanting to keep band-aiding them together. And there's a particular one that is in operation. As far as I know, it's still in operation. I haven't been there in a minute, but it could be in the junkyard now. But it emisses it gives off an extra fume that other LLVs, including the one I use every day, does not. I would know, believe me, real quick. And I did know when I had to put mine in for work, and I said, well, this one has got something going on with it. And you say something to management, and management hands it off to the mechanic as they should. You fill out the slip, to say, hey, this needs to be looked at. Do you get it back any better? Probably not. They might try and do something with it, but Sam shaking his head, he knows, like it doesn't come back really any different. Sometimes it comes back worse because you're putting
Sometimes it comes back fine.
yeah.
Most times it just comes back.
Most of the time it just comes back. Exactly. Turn signal goes out. Yeah, we could change the bulb. You got something wrong with your engine or your didn't we see a throttle
Oh
rod
yeah.
disconnected, Jay? Didn't we
Yeah,
see it? Did somebody
the
put that
girl
on TikTok? I mean,
the
that's
girl was
okay.
stepping on the gas
Yeah, and
and the whole fucking thing was just plopping back in
yeah,
and out.
the throttle
They're
cable was
they're
completely disconnected.
yeah, the trucks honestly were past their life cycle probably about 10 years
10
ago
years ago,
easily.
easily.
They're supposed to be retired, but they keep patching it up.
Yep,
And I work right next to the VMF, the vehicle maintenance facility. The people that work in my VMF, they do a great job.
I'm sure they
It's
do.
just that you can only put band-aids on something for so
Yeah,
long,
exactly.
you know. So in a situation like that, just from a safety aspect, don't drive it.
Yeah,
Honest,
Don't
honest
drive
to
it.
don't
God,
drive it.
don't drive it.
Yep.
If you have to get medical documentation, that's real. That's not no
I
bullshit.
I had a headache after driving that truck that day, and I made it known. And maybe somebody has a different reaction the way when they go out with it on a daily basis, but I like to keep these lungs clean, so there's no tobacco or vaping or anything that goes into these lungs. So I'm trying to keep them as clean as I can, and I've been a fairly healthy guy over my postal career in my life, but I do wonder about that as I continually drive an LLV, to say that not only is it, a health thing, it's also an embarrassment. If you take pride in going in a clean uniform, and you see, I got the uniforms right over here. They're nice and organized. I said, I want my truck to not look like some busted, dented, all paint scraped, and like they tried to paint over the trucks with roller paint.
I've seen that.
Yeah, they said they paid somebody a pretty good number to take a roller with white house paint that didn't even match anywhere near and then as time goes on, you can't, and the rain and and all the elements take their toll. You look like you're driving a two-toned, like, junker, and it's like, come on, man. Like, I'm hoping to get the duck truck one day, but I don't know if my area is getting them or not. But God knows I don't want to be in a Metris anytime soon. I would rather stay in that LOV and sweating, but I don't want to breathe in noxious fumes. So if you smell those fumes, folks, just say I'm
Don't.
not driving it. I'm not
No,
driving it.
your health.
You're a grown person. You're allowed to say, I don't feel like that is good for me to get in
That's
that truck that smells clearly like, and even Fit Over 50 said, he told the supervisor, hey, this got blue smoke coming out of it. Look, I don't smell anything. Yeah, because you ain't got to drive it, jackass, but I do.
Yeah.
it's a rolling gas chamber. It's a
Yes.
hot box. What do y'all call them? The easy bake ovens. There's just, if you run into, if you have a few that are okay, do your job. If you feel like it is not safe for you to be in there, your life comes before delivering one piece of mail into somebody's mailbox. And I wish OIG would say, hey, man, you can't tell people that. That's facts,
Yeah,
regardless of.
Fitch just said the tailpipe is on the driver's side of the LLV. Yeah, I noticed
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
it's kind of fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Would be nice
I
if it was.
noticed somebody said that I lost the damn comment. Supposed to get the new LOVs in 2008. I don't know nothing about that. Post office doesn't teach you
Mm,
anything about checking an e-brake in academy. So the academy doesn't teach you about the e-brake.
mm.
The driving safety
Trade
instructor is supposed to,
these guys. Yeah.
yeah, me. I'm supposed to tell you check your e-brake.
That cable's
Now,
probably disconnected too. Yeah.
I heard something from I don't know who. I thought maybe it was you guys that every time I don't know if it's true. Every time you pull up to a mailbox,
Mm, that was
did
me.
you? Yeah, that was every time you pull up to a mailbox, you're supposed to put the vehicle in neutral.
This
Is
was
that
a
a thing?
This was a practice that was done by carriers in my lifetime, in stations other than mine nearby. They every stop they pulled up to, it was in the book to say, I'm talking 1985 and 1974 that these were quoted in the instruction manuals as you are to on a mounted delivery throw the truck into neutral. And then sort of now you probably had 10 pieces during those years to sort for every house back then. So to say, like, yeah, you want to be able to fully concentrate on sifting through and riffling through all that mail you had for that house back in the day. Now, when you have one or two pieces, they're going to say, "Are you kidding me? You're not going to put the truck in neutral to grab two pieces." And it's like, but it states, and I guarantee you, if enough people are on here, somebody in here is going to say, "Well, of course I put my truck in neutral," but not anybody new. Maybe any old schoolers in here.
So I
And then at Fit Over 50 just said they tell us that we don't have to do it anymore. But
asked them to put that in writing
yeah, yeah, you kind of want
because
to,
I
yeah,
asked my partner in the office and she said the same thing. She said she heard that
yeah.
same thing you were talking about.
Hmm.
And I said, well, they didn't teach me that. So
that would contribute more to more time being used on the route, and nobody wants to see
right.
more time added onto the route by throwing the truck in neutral and following what it says in a book somewhere, but not more in more recent times. So no,
So
I do not do that, but I have heard of it being done, and some routes back in the day might have had 300 stops. So maybe some routes currently
oh
still
my
do have
God.
300 stops, but uh, yeah, mounted delivery 8 hour, you put in neutral at every. Is that what mounted delivery 8 hour easy? Put in neutral at every house, especially ride along. So okay, there you go. People are saying that they.
So the reason she said that they did that is because if you are I guess if you're at a mailbox and your foot just happens to slip off the
The
brake,
brake and you roll. Yeah.
Right. That's what she said, that they taught her back in when she started.
You're
She's
not going
20
to
plus years in.
accelerate on drive more than you're going to roll in neutral.
Right.
Right.
And I didn't know that. So I don't know this is still a thing. I was gonna ask my supervisor about that
Okay.
because he was a carrier many days years ago. But I don't see that
It's not in
in
your
the
thing.
elm
Yeah, it's not in your elm.
that what I teach the students, the ELM. Well, I can see putting in park on a hill, but for every house, what they're saying
Da-
is in neutral. I was
Darren
shocked. If you
Darren
had to do that
McCauley.
shit,
Mhm.
your routes would definitely be 8 hours, even if you
Mm.
was on a 5 hour route. Can you
Darren
fathom?
McCauley. I put my truck in neutral at every box. Been doing it 5 years, and you can put it in park when you're on a hill too. That yes, yeah. If you're
Wow.
on, yep. So he does it, and I guarantee you, there's people that aren't in this chat right now that probably do it. He said he's been doing it for 5 years, and yeah, it sounds like he's fairly new, and he's doing it.
I'm learning every day. You see that shit?
Mhm.
Well, slap me silly and call me Uncle Sam. Never mind, Sam's in here. That I like
No, I
Sam.
was going to agree
Yeah.
with the Mr. One Bad Man here
Yeah,
for the
let's
first
be
time.
real. Finding park on an LV is easier than neutral. He's right. As I say, sometimes you don't even have the selector showing in the dashboard. So I'm in second gear more than I know I'm in drive. And then
That's
you
right.
just realize, oh, I got to come up one gear when you hear it
Any
revving
one of
to
those three driving gears is good for me.
it. Hmm.
You said one of them, right? One of them will go.
Okay,
Damn.
Chooch. 3 of the 5 routes I cover have 300, 350 stops. They're sweet routes. They are discountable. They are discountable if I'm feeling lazy. Yep, and I want to believe that dismountable. They are dismountable if I'm feeling lazy. So we have routes that range anywhere from 300 stops up to like people saying 1,200 stops. I live right in the middle of those two numbers, and I know that my route is an 8-hour route, and I know that very rarely can I possibly get my route done with the amount of stops and the way I do it and the way it's supposed to be done with a lunch and a break unless I have the full allotted 8 hours. Very rarely and very light, super light, can I achieve that 8 hour goal. And like I said, people can talk to their fucking blue in the face about, oh, that's just you being an older carrier and doing what you do. And I'm like, I tell you, I challenge you to a duel any day of the week. Come try my route out and you come see.
I got a question for anybody in the chat. For those that know my email, if you don't, somebody may put it in there for me. If anybody has the language that says that you should put the vehicle in neutral, in just like Mr. Badman said, if they don't want you doing it, then they need to change the handbook. If it has not been changed, that almost changes your dynamic when it comes down to the time. Because understand that Mr. Steiner is going to be looking for efficiency
Mhm. Yeah.
and productivity and efficiency. But if you're following all the steps that you're supposed to do at every single house, that changes it. Just stopping to put the bitch in neutral, that adds at least another what, 5 seconds?
Easily.
Then you back down,
It all
and
everything
they
is
can
time.
tell you whatever they want to. They can tell you, hey, don't do it. All you got to do is say, put it in writing, and they'll
Yep.
never
They'll
say
never.
that.
Yep. That's right.
They'll
It'll go
never say
away.
it.
It'll disappear like a fart in the wind. Yep.
And that
Uh,
may help y'all when it comes down to why it took you so long.
yeah.
It might. It might. I'd love to get that information.
Well,
Um,
you're seeing it. I'm seeing wait till them route adjustments hit. That's what Denner Dally said. And then Fitz said we lost 4 routes in our office. Yeah, there's no way it's very rare you're going to see an office a station gaining routes. Unless you have mad growth like Sam said he does in his area. You are going to see reductions. They're going to do everything in their power to strip, routes. But you also have to remember that your complement at your station and your amount of routes, especially if you're in a mom and pop station, at a lower number rather than a large station with a lot of routes. The pay rates are different for management depending upon the amount of routes. So some stations will do everything to make sure that routes, don't get reduced. Other stations are just getting larger and larger by the minute, like these SNDCs and RP, they're out of control. We get our me and Jay get our feed from some of the other carriers in the chat about life in the SNDC. I know, from being near one and getting enough feedback on it, that it ain't pretty and nobody likes it. It's obviously the future of what they want to do. It's probably what Steiner's going to want to stick to. But, at the same time, we just want to see the job not be micromanaged to death. We want to be able to remember that it's humans going out in these 37, 38-year-old trucks. It's going out in these mattresses that are not designed well for mail delivery. So until we get the duck trucks, they shouldn't be able to do any sort of like true adjustments or inspections, but they're still ramming it down our throats, and it sucks. You want to see things done fairly and not done, where it's forced, where it's just forced and no one's there to really put a hex on it. So, yeah.
I'm looking at what
Yeah.
this person says, the M41
Mhm.
0944.
Okay.
I'm trying to look that up.
Yeah.
I
Check the
know at our station, our union steward has been working hard to make sure that our routes are better because, like I said, for a while there, they were really bad, and they've done a really good job.
That's
But,
good.
my hat's definitely off them. I'm very thankful for all the hard work that they do all the time. It's actually kind of nice having some responsible working union leadership at my station. It's pretty nice.
That's again, union that's active and doing right by their people is the best thing you can have. All right, here we go. Safety rules in MOM-0994 are as follows. On a level road, the carrier must place the vehicle in neutral and keep their foot firmly on the brake pedal while delivering or collecting mail from the mailbox. On a hill, the carrier must place the vehicle in park and keep their foot firmly on the brake pedal while at a mailbox. Purpose of the rule: this safety procedure is designed to prevent injuries that could occur if a vehicle were to accidentally roll away while a carrier's arm is extended into a mailbox. Boom! It's in there.
Damn. You see what
Well,
I mean when I say okay, it's
wait a minute. Wait,
994.
wait a minute. M41 Section 994, the provision was established through a grievance settlement and was not part of the M41 manual until later incorporation. So it's M-0994 is a national level step 4 settlement that specifies the proper procedure for city carriers delivering curbside from the right-hand drive vehicle. While the reference is often cited as Section 994, provision was established through a grievance and was not part of the M41 manual until later incorporated. There you go. Good enough.
Boy. See, y'all have information like I said. You see what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. Everybody has information and y'all are sharing information with the country.
It can't
And
happen
people don't
unless you
know
can't
this.
happen because unless they listen the whole time and don't have the attention span of a 90-year-old woman with Alzheimer's. You got to
That's
listen.
me. That's me. But I appreciate, no, let me first say thank you for that before I start picking at people. Thank you for sharing that. The rest of y'all, wake your ass up. No,
There you go.
but this is good. This is good stuff.
It's good,
This is
very
good
good.
stuff. See that the camera's over there. That changes how these people expect you. I keep saying these people. Who the fuck is these people? They expect, what kind of prejudice shit is that? It's
You could say that.
when they rush you and they put you in those situations, because trust me, when I get my defensive driving class, DDC class, I'm watching videos and I'm showing videos of carriers, vehicles running away all the
Oh,
time.
oh yeah.
Carriers getting out the vehicle and running away. The moment they reach to put a letter in the mailbox, they fall out the vehicle. They're supposed to
There-
have a seatbelt on.
There's so
And then the
many of them.
vehicle driving away. Now there's another step that I never knew, and I'm in safety. And I mean, that's me not
Let me
knowing what to say next.
let me just say this in terms of being a carrier who pulls up the curbside boxes, for a good part of his route. Not all my route, but I got a good amount of curb.
Wait, wait,
Uh,
wait, wait.
yeah.
Anna said when she did it on a route inspection, they said it was a
Of course
time
they did.
wasting practice.
Of course they did. Of
Tell
course.
her, tell them if that's what you want, put it on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me
That's
not to do
exactly
it.
what you say to them. I want you to show me where it says this is a time wasting practice. Show me where it says this is a time wasting practice. Plain and simple. But I'm going to say this, as the Boy Scout of doing the job properly and believing that anything I say on here and anything I say is in my opinion, but is also the righteous thing to do as a carrier. Okay, if you're rolling up to the curbside box and you used to have some heavy volume, and today it's a lighter thing, yeah, if you're going to spend that same amount of time, twiddling your thumbs or checking, your text messages in between each box, like fixing your AirPods in your ears, which you shouldn't have in your ears when you're at work. And I'm sorry, I've said this before. I don't believe it's a good thing. Don't call me some old sad sack that says like, oh, you're just used to the, technology's great and it's good. It's like you can have one bud in, but don't have both buds in. That's all I'm saying. All right, so when you roll up to the box, and if you got two pieces, two letters to put in there, the idea of saying that you can act like you're putting it in neutral to say that at the time it takes you to sort those two pieces and place in the box, safely check your mirrors, check before you roll out, because I've known about accidents where people were doing curbside and the poor kid was out by the box and nobody saw him. So you check your seventh mirror, you check your left mirror, you check your right mirror every time. That will account for the neutral thing, believe me, to say that if you've taken that extra step for the neutral thing and they say, well, if somebody tries to say you're wasting your time on your route inspection, say, show me that on paper. But in the meantime, when you roll up to your box and you have less mail than you used to and it doesn't take quite as long, I want to see the truck come to a stop, because I know some of you bastards out there that don't even slow the truck down and literally throw it as you're rolling through, and it, and you're saying you're just burning it up out there, and you just fling, 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 fling. I want to get out of here. I got nothing. I want to get out of here. No, do the shit right. You're killing that. You're killing it for everybody when you're just burning through like that and firing the mail in. And you can tell when someone's firing it in, because it looks like they did it from a distance instead of placing it in a flat. That's it. That's right. He's just throwing it like a frisbee from down
Making
the
it
street.
rain.
Yeah, making it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the making it rain delivery.
Oh, I
I
want to
said.
hear it bang off the back of the box. Book.
No, I said I am an admitted like neat freak. So like my
Oh,
mail is all aligned, biggest to
I got
smallest.
one of them on my string.
Yeah, I can't get that. I can't. That's how I grew up. I can't. No one held me at gunpoint and said, "Chooch, clean your room." I just became that way from the get go. So when I see disorganized mail in a box, it drives me fucking nuts.
Oh,
But
it's nice. He's got like his flats on one side and then his mail on the other side. It's real nice and
and
orderly.
and neatness in itself translates also to having a proper 8-hour route. There is no time wasting practices other than you are organized beyond the unteenth degree. If you're just slopping it up and you have your wrappers from your Twinkies on the floorboard, and you got the water bottle rolling all over the place, and you
Hmm.
got soda fizz drying up on the floor, and you left
Hmm.
something on the dashboard, and you come back the next day and you see your 3M mail is just all disheveled in the tray or whatever, then somebody's going a little too fast. And the dead giveaway, if you were able to kind of see every scanner at the end of the day, is when you pull up how am I doing, and you see no load truck feature, that
Hmm.
and you see hard brakes and fast accelerations. How many of those exist on your scanner at the end of the day? Because I can tell you, I'm in single digits every day, and I've seen people show. I've seen pictures and I've seen things of people in double digits on those fast accelerations and hard brakes. There is no reason other than you had to pull off fast into a major intersection to have those continuous fast accelerations. And then there's the Metris, I said, which is a different kind of horsepower than the LLV.
When that turbo lag kicks in on that
Yeah,
Metros, you
yeah.
better watch
I'll
out.
say I'll give a little leeway on on the mattresses with the hard brake, not on the hard brakes, but on the fast accelerations, because that thing has more giddy up. But I'm telling you, man, I said the idea of rolling up, to a mounted stop and just fling, 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 and that's no good. That's no good. That translates to
Well,
the route they're giving back to the management what they want, cutting those routes because slow and steady. Correct, Maurice. Very good.
Takachi made a comment about waiting time. I had a full video about waiting time there.
Got to roll back
I
for that
did.
one. A few. Yep, we
You
did.
got to go back probably about 2 weeks. I had a full video about that waiting time. And when the people came from the
They don't
it
want that
wasn't
anymore.
district. I think it was district. Whatever lie I was telling in that video. They came. No, seriously, I don't remember half the shit I say. It's
I
at
do.
that moment.
I have a
I
photographic
take the
memory.
notes, and they were just talking about the waiting time and wasted time practices is that they send y'all out and then have you drive back, not doing anything, just to get packages, to drive back out to your route. That's wasted time practices. Waiting time is when you're actually in the same spot. You're not burning any gas going anywhere. That's what anyway.
Stationary time.
Yeah, stationary time. I'm gonna start to get ready to shut this down. Because we've been on this for almost 2 hours.
We were just getting started, man. Come on.
I mean, I can leave if y'all want to keep talking.
Sam's 2 hours behind. He don't have to worry about this. It's early for him. Yeah. He worked till 1
It's
a.m.
still early.
He worked till 1 a.m.
Sam
Not anymore.
Nah, I hear you, man. That's insane. That's insane. Oh, Sam, I'm sorry. I gotta ask, and I'm sorry. And then Jay, I promise we can wrap it up. Do you guys all use the load truck feature in your station for parcels and spurs? Please say yes. Please say yes.
Every one of the carriers that work in my station does their job completely by the book.
Good answer. So they use the load truck feature and don't skip that step every day.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm going to go with
God.
Most of the people at our station use the load truck feature. Certainly the new people, for a long time, we didn't have it.
Everyone should be using it. Old, new, middle, in between. Everybody should be using it. That is time and that ability for the packages. People who skip that step and say, "Oh, I don't need that. I don't. I've been here forever." Nope, you're giving time back. I promise you. Even if it's 5 minutes, because you get about 22 designated minutes for load truck time. And I know we ain't got nearly as many parcels, but come Christmas time, you're going to see them load times turn into 25 to 35 minutes when the peak volume starts coming in. But if you do things right and you put your spurs in the station on office time, and then you move to the street and you use load truck when you're at the back of the truck loading your parcels, that is all recorded as load truck time, and that is part of your route count. If you are just lining your spurs up or throwing them in tubs and taking them to the street and not putting the accountability scan for you to say you have it loaded and it shows green like it does on your scanner when you check package look ahead, that means that you're creating more havoc for yourself when you go back and they say, "Did you have something for 22 Johnson Street?" And it's like, "I think I did." And it's like, "Well, it shows that it was loaded. So we need to have a stop the clock scan on it." So now I sound like management, but I don't want to sound like I just want to sound like a carrier who is trying to preserve as many routes as it can, because people are not doing those steps, those simple things. You have to see.
It's really important to remember that the
Yes.
company's trying to get as much out of you as they can.
There you go.
They are perfectly willing for you to run around for them to look good, or just, to get the mail out 5 minutes earlier.
Then our Dally, my route adjuster told me I'm not supposed to use load truck for spurs. Bullshit. Don't show me where it says that. Show me. Yep, I want to see it in writing. Where does it say that? Bullshit. You're supposed to do it for everything with a barcode on it. Load truck. Spurs
there says
and packages.
people finger mail while driving too. It
Yep.
takes away time also.
Dumb.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
Unsafe and stupid.
Right. I teach that in the class because the moment you're fingering your mail, the new people don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So I'm showing them on the side and I'm like this.
I'm riffling.
And they're like, "Oh, what kind of sick man are you?"
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
they call Jay the finger blaster.
Away, yeah, the finger blaster. The moment you take your eyes off that road, anything can jump out in front of you. Like literally.
Yeah.
I know. And another thing, I know that on TikTok, if any of y'all have been seeing that, I gotta just touch on this. that one video where the lady and the pro master backed up
Over
over
that
the other
gentleman?
lady. Um,
Oh,
I want to
Hard.
be clear about that. I have that video for a few years now, and I don't even show that in my class because the lady, she was dead. I was gonna do a video about it, but she's
Terrible.
from that happened in one of my islands. It was the Virgin Islands. I don't know what they're telling you guys, but
Mm,
just imagine the family from this is I think it's 2022. The family seeing that video pop back up of the person that got killed. That's just rekindling old wounds. So if you know somebody that's been posting that and they're a postal worker, tell them have some dignity. It's not like it happened yesterday. This is 2022.
mm.
That's kind of messed up. You know what I mean? Watching your sister, watching your mother, watching your daughter literally get killed.
Yep.
That's what it was. She got killed.
Crazy.
So
Terrible.
please, if any of y'all know who's been posting those videos up, I know management's been showing it around and stuff like that. Just out of respect, tell them take that down from the internet
Yeah.
because that's old wounds for the family. Out of respect for them. Anyway,
Yep.
let me be the asshole.
I
That's my job.
we covered so much, and that one just kind of escaped. Even though I discovered that because of you, or because where did that surface? It wasn't you. It was just out there, right?
I think
Someone.
I think it was shown in one of the stations. They said
Yeah.
this is going on, and then
Right.
one of the ladies said, "Hey, did you see this?" I said, "Yeah, I have that video on my computer. I don't show it in the class because
Yeah.
we have a lot of videos we show the carriers when they first come in of what could happen
Yeah.
because it has happened.
Yeah.
All the intersections, the rolling stops, the no
Right.
angle stops, the not putting in the park with leaving the engine running. So all those videos are caught on camera. So I
Yeah.
show it to them so that they see this could happen. That's just one video that I won't show because I know
Yeah.
what happened to the
I
person.
I got two of the most horrible experiences you could ever imagine that were well before the cameras and the doorbell cameras were rolling. Two horrible things that I dare not even want to mention unless I'm talking like one on one with somebody and showing them like the ropes of the job to say like this happened here and this happened here, and it was just terrible. And you would hate to see that, God forbid, posted for to remind people that. But at the same time, it's like you want to let people know, don't finger the male behind the wheel, don't take your eyes off the prize when you're operating the vehicle. Look before you step. And so many things out there. And I've had many a close calls. Believe me, some of them were my responsibility, but I'm lucky enough to still be standing here. And every day in that truck is another day to say that I check and I take my time and I make sure that I go left, look right, look left again, look right again, and then go. Don't just fly through it. Don't have your earbuds in. Don't have the radio turned up. And just say like, good to go. You'll pay the price. So be careful out there, folks. Please do it
All
right.
right. Well, in closing, Sam, please, I want to thank you for coming on and putting up with both of us. Uh you disappointed. I expected to hear a F bomb from you or something. You were really cool. I didn't get
I
none of
tried really hard.
that.
You're
Well,
great.
just one. Just goddamn, just one.
You're a
Didn't
classy.
rattle you none.
He's a classy man. Sam. You're a classy man, Sam. Welcome to the craziness here. Welcome to the
Thank you
craziness.
guys. Hey, I just want to say thank you to you guys. But Jay, thank you for what you do. And all the carriers and everyone who's watching this, you guys work really hard and you
Thank
deserve so much more than you get. And I'm appreciative of everything that you do.
Thank
And the main thing I like is I'm so appreciative of the things that people do for me that I just don't even know about, that just go right by me. And just want to acknowledge that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Jay's just riding our coattails, but yeah, he already knows that.
That's it. That's it.
It was great.
Uh,
Jay is my hero, and he always will be. And Sam, you're welcome to talk with us anytime, man. It was great. Thank you.
Yeah,
But
thank
you
you.
got to drop an F bomb every like 25 words. That's all.
something,
I'm
something.
actually very bad at it, and
I heard you
like
before.
I
I heard you.
yeah, I'm very crass.
This camera has a
Oh,
weird effect. It makes you
Damn.
feel like, I don't want, one of my customers who's used to me saying, "Hey, how are you, Jay? Good to see you. Have a great day." Fuck that shit.
No, but
uh,
please, if y'all are just coming in at the end, the pinned comment is a website that this young man created specifically for carriers.
very,
Save it
Save it.
very young man.
Yes. All 24 years
and
old, right? Yeah.
and share it with your new CCAs. Anybody, really. It's just one of those things. You take it, and I'm old, so I text
Mm.
myself everything. That way a new carrier comes in and you say, "Hey, this might be helpful." Because it is.
Well, I
And
will
it
say
costs you
my
only
wife loves
$3.
it because then she knows my days. It helps a lot because she doesn't know the schedule as well as we do. So it tells her, it helps with the rotation, so she knows what part of town I'm in as well.
Mm. Good stuff.
Damn,
Yeah.
see. All that good stuff.
Thanks,
Uh,
everybody.
so
Appreciate
I
it.
appreciate
Still
y'all. Jay,
still
you
a
gonna
hundred
step
people
back?
here.
And in closing, like I said before, if any of you have anything, anything that's worth value that you want to share, once you click his website, you'll see
Yes.
something helpful for each other. That'd be great. Just drop me an email, and if we go through it and I share it with whatever craft it is, hey, is this good? They say yeah, that's it. Just it's help. It's help. That's what we got to do. Change this
Right.
culture. Something that minute help change the culture. So please drop my email if you have something. And you already know that your chooch got all the money in his back pay.
Oh, shut up.
We
I
we
just
we
said,
no, but be real, man. We chat, and we have mailman Nick in our chat group,
yes,
and
we do.
ever since this morning when that thing dropped, we just saw a waving by from Nick because he probably got like $40,000 in back pay from working.
With all that
So
overtime.
Come on, Nick. You know you're sitting there just waiting to chime in.
Nick just, we're not gonna see him.
Do
He's
you
gonna
see
take
all the
half the.
food he's been eating on his
Oh,
Instagram?
yeah. And if I
Oh
were,
my God, I'm
if
so
I
hungry.
could shave all 15 years, and Nick's always trying to tell me I got to do food stuff because I'm in the Philly area and we got some great stuff, and I'm like, cuz I'm at the point now where I get my blood work checked to make sure that I'm not putting too many cheesesteaks in my belly, but I still try as much as I can without killing myself. And Nick's like, "Come on, Chooch," but hopefully Nick's coming to meet up with me. We're gonna do a little collab in Philly soon, so yeah, I'll be waiting for him. He's the
Mm,
best.
That
yeah,
sounds good.
Forty
Nick,
thousand, yeah, that's light. Yeah, more.
light for Nick. Yeah, no, Nick. If y'all look at Nick a year ago and then look at him now, Nick eating good. He eating good. Nick eating good,
Uh,
dog. I'm telling you, I'm like, that brother filled out. No, but y'all just remember, if you didn't see it today, you may see it on Monday or Tuesday. Two people in this chat right now. Two people that are talking to me. One got his. Uh, Sam's lying and saying he didn't get his yet. So,
It wouldn't matter anyways.
yeah,
My paychecks go straight to my wife. I don't
there you go.
even know what money is. Sometimes
Mhm.
she'll put a fiver in my wallet for the,
damn.
the lemonade stand kids, but that's about it.
Oh shit.
Yep.
$5. Man, I bought my son lemonade the other day at the lemonade stand.
Oh,
Brother,
don't.
it was $5.50 for a cup.
That's
Oh, damn.
insanity.
What?
Kind of shakedown drug operation are they running it in
I
there,
Can I
man?
know,
send
and
you a picture of that shit?
admittedly, it's usually pretty bad.
Yeah,
It was a real.
it's warm and yeah, it tastes like it tastes like it's been sitting in the sun for like 17 hours. Yeah,
No, it was
five.
fresh,
Exactly.
but I gave him ten
Well,
dollars. He
you sh-
came back with like
oh,
three.
you tipped them on the 550. Now that you
Damn.
fell for the scheme because it should have
I
been
didn't.
$2. It should have been two, and then you give them the five to be nice. They're asking 550, and you're giving them the. Where's the 50 come from?
Man,
Abel,
yeah, right?
Abel, Abel
Who's
went and
got
bought
two
it.
quarters?
I never heard of it. I never heard of a lemonade sale rounded off to to a half or a quarter or the three.
Yeah,
$5 for the lemon, 50 cents for the cup. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
they
god!
had it
I
all
don't know.
priced out.
That's beautiful. That's sign of
Sam,
the times.
if you ever want to come back on, brother,
Mm.
please do. I have your number.
Yeah, anytime.
Offline. If it's all right, I'll pass Chooch your information as well.
You can
Please.
give anybody my information you like.
There you go. Well, absolutely.
We appreciate that. And to the Postal family, any of you all out there, I'm still working on getting my $7 for my 2 gallons of gas. If anybody wants to chip in 20 cents, please do. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm a little tired. My son's in the room playing Roblox. He's probably Robloxed out. So with that being said,
Go to bed, Abe.
if y'all don't like what we had to say, all we hear is talk. And we don't
We don't
sweat
sweat
that.
that. You don't
Y'all
trust
ain't
them.
gotta like us either. I
I
respect
respect
that.
that.
And
Hey,
we out.
there you go. Take it easy, folks.